Off the Hex, you said, as you see, you've got JinQ playing a little bit of the Cliff Teasy cosplay as he's up.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
The Skadi on the Mirana. At least Monkey King caught up very well, very nicely here to the Morphling, almost on par with him in farm.
Right.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
That's set up to be a timing where LGD, they're the ones who
Dyer's
were looking over at Roche with presence, and it ends up being IG who take a good fight and they finish off
Dyer's
both.
middle
Nothing to say as well, speaking on, and that leads to them getting Aegis and now going on the high ground once again. Like, this is
they're gonna get
LGD.
one Rex at least. Like, they have Morphling Mirana, they hit so damn fast. They should be able to get one side here quite easily.
Yeah. 8 seconds though, we'll see if they stay. You might get the tier 3 impact or one half. They're willing to come up.
Dyer's middle barracks.
Easy Rex, just leave.
Stun, as well as your spike onto the Sand King, and then it will take the melee racks back up.
Oh, Kaka! He's good. Only!
Radiant's bottom tower.
They're just short of getting these heroes, looking at the balance strike, and that's going to be through onto Firefly, who will pop the BKB. They have no way to stop it, they'll just TP it.
Oh, there was Exorcism popped. I didn't see that. Only 5 seconds remaining on that. After that, IG is going to be looking for another team fight. Army could potentially be getting caught out here. So wait.
as well as this Morphling. They get a kill on Emo, and now BCL trying to close the gap. Wide line, he's both here. Link it's hot, but he's going to force it into Sandcage. Neither auto, Sandcage is here. It lands. They get a kill on BCL. The Anderson's going to keep up on the Lion. They look over, they land a second, but emphasize he's out of mana, out of time, on the running dead. Ame gets the kill on Akaka, and they will peek out too. It is back and forth once again. Ice Blast is in last place with that E-Blade. It will hit onto the Phoenix. We'll see if he shatters. Percentages, it's aiming towards him surviving.
The last tick.
He's
Okay,
fine.
it's fine. It's always so scary when it ticks down, but it was fine. It could have gone a lot worse for IG, admittedly. Like, JT and Fidek, they kind of overlapped their stunts in LGD. He should have been dead. And Morphling also used his BKB very prematurely. He was in trouble as well. But they do get out on all costs except the Mirana. Still a slight victory for LGD though.
LGD, that went from almost game over because they went on to Ame, almost caught him out. You gotta remember, he bought back, he would be dead forever, and the game would just be over.
It would have been,
just a 7K lead.
If Monkey dies now without buyback, he's actually going into the Aeon disc simply because of all the stuns coming out. It's not an item we ever see on Monkey, really. He's feeling real bad about his positioning here in teamfights. Too much range disables coming out from the ID side. And that's what Lion does to you, man. A lot of mental damage. You know, you get hexed before you BKB. You're gonna be like, next time I'll BKB. You don't do it again, and then you just go in.
And that's the thing, because we were talking about the gap closing that they have from IG. You could see it with the blinks, the waveforms, and everything. And Ame even screens away, doesn't feel safe.
Scanning.
Telescope, that'll be good for the Shadow Shaman. Didn't want to put it on the Shadow Shaman.
Elu Cape
Allies disappear.
on the Morphling. One of the better items as well. Oh, they're falling for it. They didn't get unsmoked. They're kind of crumbling under the pressure. Oh, the good arrow!
Follow this up. They got your fight close here. They're gonna land the Phoenix. Can he get the Supernova off and screens at 5? They've got themselves an outpost right there, but they're gonna end up getting themselves a second. Shadow Shaman's gone for 85 rounds without buyback. They're gonna use that Wukong's command, but against it nothing. They've got the Burrow Strike on the Ollie. They'll look over the Ancient Apparition. They'll at least find one. But again, everything. The kitchen sink, the next door neighbor's entire house. It's all thrown from LGD, and all they get from it is just an Ancient Apparition. They refuse to buy that everything. They're never gonna look over the line. They've got themselves a Silent Soul chance. They caught themselves Kaka. They hit the Burrow Strike. They'll get the kill, and that's something to work with. Morphling trying to get out of here as they'll TP with the waveform fly. He's gone. And Roche, it's soon, but I don't know if it's soon enough.
Unless it's an instant spawn, they'll have plenty of time here on IG to get their heroes respawned.
I'll take
So close again on the Mirana, man. He had like 100 health. Gets out of the skin of his teeth again. It just feels like it's always so close, just not quite there for LGD. Like they never can eke out this last little bit of damage before they get their BKBs and mobility items off.
Level 25 there for the Death Prophet. Levels on some of these heroes are lacking though for LGD. They do have level 18, level 3 on the Supernova for the Phoenix, but he was never able to get it off to begin with. He was caught by the arrow. No chance he survives that.
Yeah, now the big one is really the level 25 Monkey King, but last team fight, this Wukong's was rendered quite ineffective. Oh, Phoenix here.
Okay, caught, and they've got the arrows. He's gonna go immediately with the Supernova, but they found the right place. There's no way this goes off. Dead for 90. He's used Supernova.
No buyback. Very costly mistake here. Trying to take the outpost all by himself without buyback. And he was also the guy that used all his spells on an illusionist Cape illusion. Why? Definitely feeling the pressure here that IG is putting on them. Rana ult once more.
Another casualty. They get the kill on a beat. He's gonna buy back. And they can back off if they want it or go straight for Roche. The options are all available for them just when Roche spawns in 30 seconds.
Sorry, B-Cup, but I'm not feeling this Monkey King Aeon disc. They were in the Wukong's command for like about 5-6 seconds, but they just took no damage. He has no damage items at all. Like this Aeon disc sounds nice on paper maybe, but it really doesn't do a whole lot.
It feels like they just don't care about the Aeon. And when you see it, I'm nothing to say too.
Scanning.
His pops, and they stick with him anyway.
I'm just gonna say, as a nullifier out on the Mirana, so that Aeon Disc purchase on any of these heroes is gonna be rendered quite ineffective. 3 Aeon Discs, nullifier is gonna own all of them.
Smoke again. GD hoping to get just in time. They might get there. The timings might work out. It's close. It's real close. That's an illusion. And
But Ahmed's not even there.
Yes, he's not there. The Aegis is going to go in hands of Wi-Fi once again. They look over and Alderstruck getting the ancient effort. He's going to get for 65 seconds. We'll see if he buys back, and that's exactly what he's going to do. They get the Coda PP on the same 105. Supernova again used, and that was to stop them maybe going up on the high ground and chasing this LGD team, but that's not a good feeling as these ults are on cooldown and they're not a full team for 90 seconds.
It seemed like a huge miscommunication. They're all going to the pit. Monkey King going back to base to finish his MKB. And without the Monkey King, there's just no way in hell they can ever take a fight. No buyback here on the Sand King. This fight is going to be 4v5.
He sold the Aeon Disc and he went right into the...
A big spear!
Oh, the spear!
Choice, because you are gone, my friend. That's the Monkey King's gone for 2 minutes. All they do is pop the Aegis. This is not looking good for LGD and looking so swell for IG. They will take out GQ, take out nothing to save. 4 heroes gone. We expect the letters and their white GG call. IG taking one over LGD.
Radiant.
Wow, that's making it look relatively easy. Like LGD had some signs of life here and there, but it always felt like IG is in control. Starting from the early game, JT completely dictating the pace of the game, as we used to be seeing from them, and IG is just looking terrifying with this Lion draft.
Terrifying for sure.
Every time Kaka gets his hand on this, it's just so scary. Monkey.
More. We've got the panel. Back over to you guys.
Thank you very much, B-Cop and Black. We went against Tsunami and I went against Lizard and ended up
Ame do be feeding sometimes. What can I say?
Yep. You
Ame did Ame things. This is what we expected, but unfortunately, the rest of the team couldn't pick up that slack.
Yeah, they were trying their damnedest, and it was entertaining to watch. I don't think I've seen that many Aeon discs in a game ever. I don't think.
It was a very good start of the game for IG. The 2 cores were constantly on top. Then PSG.LGD, they did manage to bounce back. Oh, pretty much that Xingqiu Shaman, it's a fearsome lad on a couple of those heroes. Overall, a very interesting game. Dota, man, this whole patch, this whole tournament has been so fun to watch. Every team bringing something different. Here, Mirana mid.
Mirana mid, yeah. What did you think about it?
It did great. It did very well. The shard build for those crits when you leap in, and then you have the Manta, the Dragonlance, the BKB, all she really needed. Because one other thing that you brought with that Mirana is the versatility for your carry pick and the ambiguity, right? They couldn't figure out where the Mirana was. They thought it was a position 4. Because of that, you get Lion and you get the Morphling afterwards. Just not necessarily a full outdraft, but really well-made plan.
Yeah, IG came into today with I think they got like probably all the heroes that they were wanting. For AA, I was still kind of skeptical on, but they had so much chain stun that you were landing the Ice Blast every single time. It would be Mars leading up and then leading into a Mirana arrow, and then AA would be Ice Blasting in. And
yeah, JT just so clean with his performance, everything that he did in this game. And this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't ban every single one of JT's heroes. He gets to play something that he's godlike on, and he performs to his standard.
Do you think they're going to go back to banning all of JT's heroes out in the next game?
This game has like cracked things wide open because Emo, like this isn't necessarily like a comfort pick for him. He played it during the DPC, but like you don't expect a mid laner to take Mirana.
Yep.
It's just not the kind of showstopper that we'll see from Emo, but he did it. Fly, I think, can be given back Morphling privileges, right, Lizard?
For sure. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. I was looking for him on the Morphling once again. I felt bad for him at the end of DPC League after they took
Dude,
that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, maybe that's not the real reason. Maybe they just wanted Morphling on mid lane and something different on safe. Sure, why not? But as a carry player, you don't feel very comfortable if you have a couple of bad performances and then the hero is taken away from you. However, 12-1, just
12-1 and 24 assists from the Ancient Apparition. That's a high score line.
0-7-24. Yeah, that's a support life.
That's a support life. And how many Aeon discs did we end up with? It was the... I thought Monkey King got one.
He sold it.
Oh, he sold it. Okay,
He sold
yeah.
it.
So 3 Aeon discs. That is not a situation on your cores, not even your supports. It wasn't the Shaman and the Phoenix. It was your cores getting the discs.
Do you think Aeon Disc was a good choice for Monkey King to pick up? He
Nah,
did eventually
that was
end
like
up
a
selling
last-ditch effort kind of thing. The Sand King and the Death Prophet ones make sense, but like, what have you drafted yourself into if you need to get Aeon Disc that early on your 2 and 3 position?
You're playing versus many heroes that can blow you up instantly. You're playing versus E-Blade versus Lion, and E-Blade plus Lion is a scary thing, so they just went with trying to...
all the chain stun, they
all
wanted
the
to be able
chain
to get
stuns.
one of them off, yeah.
Well, gentlemen, we had 5 fantastic players on IG, but unfortunately, we can only pick one, and it's up to you guys.
Sumi, you've been lying to us, actually.
I've been lying to
Yeah.
you. What have I done?
I'm heartbroken, actually disappointed a little bit. We can actually give MVP to more than one player.
But
It's true,
how do
I
you
did
have,
see that
how do you
yesterday.
have most valuable player if there's 2 most?
MVPs.
MVP.
Most valuable
Most valuable players.
Yeah, but who would you guys give it to? Emo, just because of the Mirana mid, or JT, Mars, or Fly, Morphling? They've all
The
had...
whole team, man.
Yeah, let's give it to Fly.
Okay,
He's-
fine.
Okay, let's give our MVP to Fly.
Get his confidence back.
Kills 12, one time I believe he died only one time this game. Not the greatest kill participation, but did what he had to do in a game such as this one. And the matchup versus Monkey King, once Monkey King gets Skadi, isn't truly the easiest one. However, he performed to the standard that we expect from him after this Morphling being stolen away from his hands.
You heard this, IG. I don't know if you're watching this analysis post game, but if you review the VODs when your team is having their meeting post event, just remember that Lizard has been campaigning for Fly to have that Morphling back. We will have more Dota 2, but first a special message from our friend Tsunami.
I have a story for you guys. It's a bit of a poem, if you'll indulge me. There once was a gamer in Singapore who had some friends, but wanted more. Their strategies were strong, but something was wrong. They needed a support for their core. When they queued up online, matchmaking would hinder. Well, my friend, have you heard of Tinder? The platform is great. The sweepstakes all show. Just scan that QR code.
Snaps. I'm giving you the snaps right now.
Win some gold, win some merch from our partners at ONE Esports merch. Woo! Thanks to our partners for all of the love. The game ended before I could write the last verse.
Woo! Snaps. All right, snaps for Tsunami. We will be back with more Game 2 of IG versus PSG.LGD after this break.
The same qualities it takes to be a world champion is the same qualities it requires to be a champion in esports. The belt for us signifies and pays homage to where we come from. ONE Esports is part of the ONE family, and we got our start in martial arts. And so we think having the teams go after a belt and raising that belt when they win, we think is massively appropriate.
When I start designing this belt, I start to think about what it represents, possibility that it provides to experience something out of this world.
这种感觉就是特别的另类吧，做出来那种非常令人眼前一亮啊，感觉就像那种搏击比赛那种冠军腰带，非常的鼓舞人心吧，那种拿到冠军。
When champions lifted the belt that I designed, I always feel that I'm part of the celebration and in some degree part of their success.
Shopee for Mega Shopping Day. Shopee for Mega Shopping Day.
Shopee for Mega deals, free shipping every day. Shopee for Mega Shopping Day.
Shopee for Mega Shopping Day.
Shopee for Mega Shopping Day.
Shopee for Mega deals, free shipping every day. Shopee for Mega Shopping Day.
Get the best deals this Shopee for Mega Shopping Day.
Come on, let's play. Ain't nothing gonna hold us down. Ain't no stopping us now. We got the keys, we're running this town. Come on, let's play.
This is not your grandfather's apprentice. The winner will receive the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to work for me as my protege. You bombed, and you bombed.
I've fallen a million times, but I get back up and I fight, and that's what you guys will do.
This is the toughest apprentice in history. May the best warrior win.
We all have different adventure stories to tell. Different paths, different choices. I chose an unusual path, a choice that is not for everyone. You are constantly moving from place to place. You have to sacrifice a lot of time. You have to focus to be on top.
Ice does have 4-star available. Oh, Ice, he's in trouble.
Every journey has ups and downs. All you need is to focus on your goal.
Just eating them all alive. GG, let's go!
We all have
Invictus Gaming versus Paris Saint-Germain LGD. We are in the series that will determine who will take third place and who will move on to the grand finals. Here with me to talk about that today are Dota experts, Lizard and Tsunami. Well, Tsunami is both a Dota expert and the Swipe Master. Swipe Master Tsunami.
God help me, I love me some swiping. Love me finding some gaming strategies to exchange with you guys.
Friends who battle?
Friends who battle.
Friends with battle.
Friends with battles.
Between Invictus Gaming and Paris Saint-Germain LGD, the ONE Esports Fantasy Pick'ems had the odds when it closed. It closed with 33% for IG, 67% for Paris Saint-Germain LGD, and IG is showing up and showing that those 67% of people wrong. But one other thing I want to point out is that you can still vote for who will win between Evil Geniuses and to be determined. But people are so confident in their votes that there are actually 13% of people who have already voted for TBD because they are likely expecting an update to whendideglastthrow.com.
Yeah, that's, you know, some NA bias going on, obviously.
No, the 13%. Oh, you're saying the other 87%
yes, the other
is NA bias.
is they're already voting.
They're just waiting.
I think you can't be biased to the best team in the entire game, Blizzard. There's no bias. It's pure statistical analysis at this point.
No, I'm kidding. I'm actually very happy that NA is finally winning something.
Well, they haven't won yet.
Back
They
to
still have to.
compliment.
They still have to play in grand final.
It's a real compliment sandwich right there. Oh yeah, you know, it's good that NA's finally winning. It's like, you know, they deserve it. It's been a while.
All right, correct predictor, Lizard. You said Invictus Gaming would take it last game. What do you think their strengths are coming into the series, and do you think they can bring that momentum into Game 2?
I don't feel that Invictus Gaming is a team that's much better than PSG.LGD on the international stage. I don't think that this team fares versus, let's say, Secret or EG any better than PSG.LGD would. However, in the region itself, I feel like they have their compatriots figured out. Like they pick heroes that are a little bit off meta. They pick heroes that are a little bit more inspiring, and they find different answers, different solutions, let's put it that way, to heroes that are being constantly picked and are full comfort zone for most of the region. So the Monkey King will be answered to, the
Shaman
Dead
got
Prophet
answered.
as well, Shaman as well. And if you watched PSG.LGD, if Troll and Monkey aren't in, they will try the MAPA. So I'm 100% certain that Invictus Gaming have a plan for that too.
All right, Tsunami, my companion in incorrectly picking PSG.LGD in the last game. What are the strengths that PSG.LGD bring to this series?
They got more than just those heroes. Let's see some Elder Titan. Why has Elder Titan not been showing up recently for LGD? They ban out the Phoenix. Good. I didn't want them picking Phoenix anyway. That's fine.
First 4 bans, so he has a couple of those heroes that he's exceptional on.
Don't put him on this like Plan D Sand King business. First phase the man.
IG is taking away Monkey King and Death Prophet from PSG.LGD.
Yeah.
PSG.LGD going with some fairly standard bans with Phoenix and Io saying goodbye.
Phoenix and Io, and if you... what did we talk about PSG.LGD? If there's Monkey banned and Troll in the pool, they most likely go with the Troll, right? They open up with the Shadow Shaman. They answer the puck first, but we'll see. Seb was talking to me. He's like, should they take the Troll? Maybe they will, but they still have that PA option as well.
If PSG.LGD were to take that Troll, how likely would it be for Invictus Gaming to respond with something like Winter Wyvern that we've seen work out very, very well?
That's right.
That's the thing, right? Tsunami, finding the solutions for these heroes that are constantly picked.
Wyvern was my favorite answer to the Troll. I don't like any of the core answers that people are trying to go for, like Wraith King we saw on occasion. I think the matchup is pretty even. Most of the matchups are even between all the carries, honestly. I don't think that there's... you have some lane advantages between like Monkey and Ursa versus other melees, but like come mid-game, late game, they are pretty neck and neck. It all comes down to like the supporting cast and the side cores.
IG securing position 4, stealing it away a little bit from Zincu as well. Can be a fight. And who could have guessed?
Who could have guessed?
That is just shocked,
appalled.
So since Tusk has been picked up, that's position 4. It's more likely that Puck will be in position 2 in the mid lane instead of being a support. Does that mean that they could pick up that Winter Wyvern?
Yeah, they definitely could.
At what point would they want to do that, though?
Whenever. I don't think that I don't think it'll be banned out. I think third pick would be fine, honestly. I mean, we may be overrating it. I saw it do really good in one game, and it was against like others. It was against a Mirana, and so I was like, oh no, you cold embrace someone and maybe you set them up into an arrow.
I wouldn't mind Winter Wyvern at all, but there are some things that I disagree with Invictus Gaming's draft, perhaps. You know that they're going to pick the Troll on PSG.LGD. Tusk is a little bit difficult on position 4 on that lane. Tag team does not do as much versus the ruling axis, but overall Tusk is just an amazing hero, and you can't blame them at all for picking it. As well, the Winter Wyvern that you're talking about, I'm not sure if they're going to go in that direction, especially because they also banned out the Magnus, because usually it's considered one of those heroes that deals with Magnus, but you have to ban it because of Puck. You can't lane there, you just get demolished.
With the Void Spirit being banned for IG, that further secures Puck in the mid lane, right?
Yeah, it's not like that was a bad matchup though.
Man, Emo, if he has Wind Ranger in his pool, that could be pretty great.
I'm pretty sure he does. Like, whatever hero you want to be played on mid, he can play it.
Like I think that they may be pulling the same curveball that they did in game 1, where they picked this puck, or in the last game they picked the Mirana, and it's like, oh, you probably think you know where this is going. You probably think you know where the Mirana is going to be a support, and then boom, they hit it with a core, and then here, puck, first pick.
It could be even 4. Like, it could be 4 puck, 5 tasks. The possibilities are endless. It could be offlane as well. But you can see the bans from PSG.LGD completely securing the Troll. Timber is one of the offlaners that can win against Troll. Razor, one of the cores that just makes him useless. And AA also one of the supports that makes him have a hard game. So I believe they secured the Troll really, really well. Invictus Gaming, like I said earlier, they can sometimes find solutions that are out of the meta. Maybe we see some different style of a carry coming out for them, maybe even that Weaver for Fly.
Weaver, Morphling, I think, is good again.
Yeah, pretty solid. Shadow Shaman obviously is a problem for anything that counts on mobility and elusiveness.
Was a problem last game.
Yeah, that's true.
Invictus Gaming really eating into their reserve time for this.
Yeah, they have to decide whether to pick a hero for JT and show their hand completely, or continue with position 5. Some Abaddon perhaps that we have seen work really, really well versus Shadow Shamans and Lions and all these heroes. Suddenly you don't have to buy A on disc if you pick him. Okay, a different approach.
Gyrocopter. I know that we've had a lot of opinions about Gyrocopter throughout the week, mainly that it wasn't as good as a carry, but played a lot as position 5. But the one Gyrocopter that carried pretty hard.
Correct. Neon's carry Gyrocopter didn't have any real support pairing. It was just a straight up Gyrocopter, and it came online extremely quickly.
Yeah, and I even like it that way more if you don't pair him with the Wisp.
Yes.
That combination.
Please.
The problem is that combination has been bad for a really long time. All the way back to when they nerfed IO and
giving the Scepter talent.
Taking the Scepter talent away. The lane was never too strong, and PSG.LGD, it's the Alchemist.
Nice.
Why is it this nice for you?
Because I think that the offlane Alchemist has not been figured out for China quite yet. I think these Alchemists who run into the jungle at like 7 minutes, if it's an offlane, which I'm pretty sure it should be offlane.
Yeah, because they have Mars.
Troll.
Yeah, they have Mars, but I think they'll do like a Nisha type thing where they send in Mars. But yeah, it won't be carry because they have Troll. So it definitely is not a one-position Alchemist.
What are the odds that they'll put the position 5 Troll that I've heard so much about?
Nah, very unlikely. That's a
Hanwell. That's a Hanwell strat.
Yeah, that's not happening. What's happening here is they figured that this Mars versus Puck matchup is really good for Mars. They're gonna send him mid. He should have a good time. Alchemist should. I mean, we don't know how Alchemist will do on the offlane because we don't know what he's laning into.
Doesn't matter. He only needs to be there for like 6 minutes, and then he's like, all right, I'm good.
But,
whoa,
and this is a big but. Once he buys that eggs, who do you give it to?
Troll.
Troll?
Although there's not really anything worth dispelling.
Yeah, I'm not really sold on the full Troll eggs idea. It's not Jug eggs. It's not Gyro eggs.
It's not Monkey King eggs.
It's not Monkey King eggs, exactly.
It's not Void Spirit eggs.
It's nothing really. I mean, it's a good eggs in some games. Like yesterday, we had a very solid Troll eggs game.
Did it get nerfed at all, or did people just stop building it?
They just stopped building.
So now people look at it as like, okay, I'm building the Scepter because I want the Dispel, but it also lowers the cooldown substantially, and you can farm pretty fast on Troll.
My problem is, I honestly don't like PSG.LGD's draft at all now with the Alchemist pick. I feel like they lack a hero that's going to do stuff on the map with this Mars. You have Shadow Shaman and Mars. You have Catch. Not necessarily enough damage to ever take down. No, you can take the Jug down if you manage to hex him and shackle and whatnot, but it just looks rough.
You want that. Oh wait, they need a 5, don't they?
Yeah, I feel like IG's draft is way more easier to execute at the moment.
IG banning out position 5 with that Oracle ban. That means that no IO, no Oracle.
We have also seen Troll mid, by the way. Maybe this is an idea that I'm throwing out there. Troll mid, Alchemist safe lane, Mars off lane. That's also, It also doesn't look great, but
That's true.
it's a possibility. Let's just leave it there like that.
No, I think that's pretty reasonable because the only thing is, so you'll probably have much better carry potential with the Alchemist.
Yep.
But then it's Mars laning up against a Juggernaut and I guess a support Gyrocopter at
Yeah,
this
it's
point?
a support gyro.
Yeah,
I
so
would say
a Gyro Juggernaut lane will eat a Mars alive.
So what PSG.LGD is looking for is really that hero that can take that Axe, but the only position left is
5.
position 5. So who would that be? Would it be Lion?
Look,
Aghanims?
I like to experiment with some Elder Titan 5 that rushes Aghanims, and actually, I pretend that I'm a 5. I don't buy a single sentry, so here maybe that's an option for it, but I might be proven wrong, but it's looking rough for PSG.LGD to close out this draft with an offlane Alchemist.
I like the concept of the Alch, but the more I look at what you said, the shortcomings where they don't have anyone who can do anything early. I'm totally with you that, and there's no way that they can really like no matter what, the 3 middle heroes are probably the 3 cores.
Yep.
No matter how you set them up, none of them want to do anything early. And if they do want to do anything early, like the Mars, they need someone to play with. Shaman's not going to get enough farm to play with them.
You know how we usually talk about the color schematics? I like the size, height schematic on PSG.LGD.
Like that bell curve.
Yeah.
We need a really small hero. Yeah, we need a tiny hero to match up with Shaman.
Yeah, Invictus Gaming closing it out with Nature's Prophet, something that's going to be very active. Not necessarily the best Nature's Prophet
they can
game.
deal with it easily.
Yeah.
They got Acid Spray, they got God's Rebuke, they got Whirling Axes.
Yeah, that
Why would they pick Nature's Prophet into this team?
offlane itself with this Nature's Prophet with the Tusk should be fine even versus the Whirling Axes because the amount of damage that you deal.
Oh.
And you will be able to move across the map very easily and pressure the Alchemist while he's farming.
I kind of feel like it's a mid Nature's Prophet then. Because if Puck is in the offlane, then you'll lane up against Troll.
I'm not sure. Yep, Mars was picked into the Puck, right? And they will put Mars mid for the Puck. I'm not sure that Nature's Prophet fares way better against him.
Yeah, probably not.
We'll see. I've seen definitely Nature's Prophet on safe lane own a Mars, but that's a 2-on-2 scenario in which he has the long lane as well, and it's easier to play with the treants. I mean, you just chase him out of the lane. On the mid lane, it's a bit more difficult.
Yeah, you can get to your tower much
What
quicker.
options does LGD have left? Wisp banned, Oracle banned, Abaddon banned, Lion available, Phoenix banned, and those are Oli's. Sorry, wrong team.
Yeah, in
Elder
a sense,
Titan
yeah,
is in the pool.
Look,
Phoenix banned.
Sumi, they're very similar 5s. You weren't wrong by saying Oli because they both play these Phoenixes, Oracles, Abaddons, Ancient Apparitions, Elder Titan. Called it.
Oh, it was
that,
obvious, right?
That BKB Aghanim Scepter.
Look, I was memeing when I said it. I hope they're not serious.
Nah, I mean, it's still perfectly good. So Faith Beyond is the Alchemist, so it's offlane Alchemist, nothing to say on the Mars, mid lane Mars.
We were right with the
and
calls. Everything
JT is offlane, Nature's Prophet, and Puck is emo on the mid lane.
Pretty much everything is as we called it, and for Invictus Gaming, I'm satisfied with that. For PSG.LGD, I'm afraid that everything is as we called it because I'm not sure, I'm not sold on this draft. Like in the first one, I was 50-50, and I just swung in Invictus Gaming's favor because I like the team maybe a little bit better at the moment, but
I think they ended up picking the Prophet. I'm assuming Beastmaster was banned.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, because they want to end the game early. Yeah, any time you let Alchemist have like more than 30 minutes, the game gets very, very complicated, even if you have a good team comp. And so they needed someone who could push from the offlane. Prophet was probably their best option.
Not sold on the Prophet as well. Like you're saying right now, it's looking like a rough Prophet game too, even though it's last pick, but it will step up the tempo. Yeah, it will step up the tempo for
Not so
them.
much the lane, but the game.
They had a very similar draft that I loved so much with Jug and Nature's Prophet Gyro. They just rotate on the mid lane, and they're so fast. The way they move across the map, you'll see. This game reminds me of one from the regional matches, and I really believe in Invictus Gaming's draft.
All right, so throw it up for Lizard Invictus.
Yeah, production knows what to do. Like, I don't have to say much.
I like the book ending. We started this whole tournament talking about support Gyro, support Luna. It kind of disappeared in the middle.
Yeah.
Of course, China versus China, it re-emerges. I'm going to go IG as well.
We really can't have the panel all agreeing, so put me in for PSG.LGD because guess what? I want to see a Game 3. Let's find out if we will have that Game 3. PSG.LGD versus Invictus Gaming. Black and B-Cop, take it away.
Thank you very much. I too hope we get to see a Game 3, but any outcome will be a nice one. I was looking at the stats before we really got started for me and Black. It's a JT Nature's Prophet that only has a 45% win rate all time for him in pro games, and then you've got there's 3 games played on Alchemist for Faith Beyond, 100% win rate. Must mean something, right, Black?
I'm not the biggest fan of statistics. In fact, I quite like to defy statistics and just break it, you know? Like,
okay.
If you just break the 100% win rate now, you're gonna go to the grand final feeling really damn good. But yeah, personally, not the biggest fan of the Nature's Prophet last pick. We have seen it in some other series as well, where they just last pick the Prophet. And it just doesn't seem to be super effective if you're already countered like he is. Like, they have so many good heroes against him. It will be a tough Nature's Prophet game for JT here. And it's not a hero that really fits him either, I think. Like, he always plays these Marses, Timber Saws, tanky frontliners. Prophet's not one of them.
They're going to try and go in on the Alchemist already here. They've got the homing missile coming through. Kaka moving forward with the help of Fly. And they are right on top of the Alchemist. Blade Fury doing a lot of damage. Can he back away? They've got the tag team slowing him up. They'll get the first blood. Ollie gets credit for that, but they lose Fly. That is not the trade you want to be making, and Kaka will deny himself to Roche. Oh dear, that is not how you want to start it. Yes, you get a kill onto the Alchemist, but you lose that Jug, and that doesn't feel nearly as good.
I mean, it was 4 heroes affected by the Titan Spirit, getting a total of like plus 80 damage, and just absolutely whacked them in the back of the heads.
So we'll see how Fly does with the Jug. It's one of his comfort heroes, definitely one of the best. I think it's probably his highest percentage. It was like 68.5%, and Emo was just about the same with his Puck. Sim from Ollie won't be enough. So Faith Beyond survives for now.
Yeah, you have to be really careful here when you fight into that acid spray. Shadow Shaman hitting for 77 damage. Under that acid spray, of course, it gets amplified even more. It's a pretty strong combination.
Second highest base damage really popping it in, and we'll see if they can get something going in this top lane for LGD.
Yeah, I quite love this mid matchup here from LGD. Only sitting at 2 CS on Emo, already 11 on Nothing to Say. It's so hard to last hit as Puck against Mars. Every time a creep is low, you toggle the bulwark, the attack has a 70% chance to hit you instead of the creep. You just don't get the last hit that you need.
So right now just sitting 4-0, really struggling to find CS, and there's another deny from Nothing to Say. And I know I brought it up in the first game, but these are a lot of the top 10 players in China, and it's always interesting to see them in matchups that maybe they're not supposed to do well in, and how they overcome that, if they can overcome that.
Yeah, I mean, it's still RNG based, you know. 7 out of 10 hits will hit the Mars, but if you're lucky, you get more last hits. If you're unlucky, you get less last hits. It's all up to chance.
Top lane, Fly. He's doing an alright job here, 11-2, but top 3 on the CS, all on the side of LGD.
Shackle.
And they've got the Shackle out onto this Gyro, who will survive, throw a Rocket Barrage back at Faith Beyond. Fly is still standing in this Acid Spray, and you talked about it. It's just, you can feel those right clicks just chunking this Jug when he's standing in the Acid Spray.
Yeah, he's sitting at 6 base armor, but it's -4 from the Acid Spray. So that puts it down to 2. Gyrocopter getting put down to 3. So it's a huge amplification, and you have to respect that for sure. You gotta be absolutely careful how you approach these fights there.
JT getting hit up pretty hard. Got to worry about that Elder Titan early on. All of a sudden, you don't expect it.
The briefcase on Kaka?
200. Yeah,
one more hit.
Damage. He needs one more shot, but doesn't want to go under the tower.
So much damage.
Briefcases and documents hurt, man. They're going to charge up the stun. They've got the Shackle in the Acid Spray, and they should have this kill on the Fly, and they will. Jin Q gets credit for that one, and you know, they take the early point and stun. They've gone 1-1-1 on the Alchemist, and it's the control that they need to take out this Jug, especially when Gyro's over towards mid.
At least he gets the rune on Emo top. 50-50 there. Still not a big
that invis.
fan of the mechanic. Like, I feel like there should always be another, at least dummy rune to refill the other bottle. But that's how it is right now. Just gotta deal with it.
So like a blank rune.
Yeah, like something that just does nothing other than refill your bottle, something like that. But nothing to say. Still sitting very comfortably in the mid lane here.
So a lot going on here for LGD at the moment. So I'm trying to think what the deal will be with this Alchemist, but as I think about that over bottom, they're going on to JT. They should have the damage to get this kill. If the body blocks are enough, though, he won't have the range, and that's exactly what the Tusk does in blocking Ame.
Yeah, well played there. He also had a fairy fire still on the Nature's Prophet, so he wasn't really in danger. And it's a 2-2. No, it's not. 3 bounties actually in favor of LGD. With that Alchemist, well done. All 3 cores of LGD now sitting at the top 3 of the net worth. Early game going a lot better than last ones.
Oh, for sure. You've got Ame, who's having a lot better of a lane right now. He was 1-4 pretty quickly on in that first. Nothing to show for it.
Massive early game here for LGD. They were up by 2k gold there for a split second. And the lanes are just going too well. Like this Nature's Prophet, as we predicted, is not doing very well at all. Like his lane was already tough from the draft, and he's really struggling against this troll here. Only sitting at level 4.
So low, and not only is the gold going to get out of experience will as well. Already a 2k lead here for LGD. So what's the game plan for the Alchemists? Because we see these Alchemists go with like a Void Spirit where they're giving up, you know, Ags early on at about the 11-minute mark when they give it over to the Void Spirit and give it over to like a Troll or something like that. What's the build as he's building an Ags? Like, what's the game plan? Is it just the same thing? Ags for my mid, Ags for my safe lane, and then utility items?
I gotta admit, Troll Axe this game is not very good. Doesn't do anything at all, pretty much.
Come and fight
items, I've never seen it being gifted by an Alchemist. Like, I've seen it can deal a lot of damage once you get like this Desolator up and everything, but you need these items for it to be effective, you know? It's like not a game-breaking Aghanim's in an early game. Not sure how impactful this Scepter will be on it.
See, working on going into. But he's gotten
Radiant's
3-1-1.
top tower is under attack. Radiant structures
Ult
are
at level
fortified.
6, so the gold not going up as quickly as, you know, maybe say at one position out. Something like that will go more into the Greeble, but we'll see how quickly we can
Dire
get these
structures
ads.
are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Trying to set the top tower. Again, also rotating in.
Comes over me, but they've also got the Hex towards top. You can find that someone's done coming over. They've got Rangers here with the Alchemist are going after the Alchemist. You don't get the kill over me while this is happening over towards top, and Flyfly will Blade Fury away. At the bottom, Ame's got the kill on the JT, so fight happening in all 3 areas of the map, and they've got a kill on the Nature's Prophet. The other 2 battles end without it.
JT's absolutely gonna take him down here. He's going into an Orc, but he doesn't even have a single component yet. Minute 8 into the game. Usually,
Dire's bottom
Prophets will
tower
finish
is
their
under
Orchid
attack.
at like minute 10, 11. This one is looking more like a minute 14, 15 Orchid pace he's farming.
And that's not going to feel that great with the later the Orchid gets. There's more to really have its power spike. Feel just more like an okay power movement. It's really not a lot more than when you've got that early Orchid and you can TP around on the map and take out these supports and really snowball. The later it comes, the less likely it's going to feel like one of those big items that you have to get off the ground.
Radiant are scanning.
JT blessed by Gaben, the first shovel resulting in a bounty room, but big rotation bottom here from IG. No coil for 5 seconds yet.
They have found themselves the Elder Titan, 4 heroes around him, so Innocence will fall to
May you
Evo.
ride on Nether.
Not really worth it though, unless they get some power here as well.
Alex putting up a fight on Fly in the top lane, really making him uncomfortable, and the farm is starting to accelerate. They just
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
this out 1v1. They're going to bring over another one. They've got the Dream Coil down from Evo. Still surviving rotations, and that's exactly what they're going to get. Combo looks for the scoop, which won't land on either. On up towards the top lane, and they're going to go after this puck. They'll use the mana trance to silence him.
Damage. Alchemist though.
Right to this. This is where he wants to be. Surviving. Trying to run, but he's blocked in via the tree.
Radiant's bottom tower
That is
is under
a
attack.
big giveaway from Faith Beyond.
Dire's middle tower is under
Rick
attack.
Rage online, he will not die there. Got a little bit greedy. Gonna lose the bot tower and his life as a result, but they should be getting the tower very easily.
Yeah, they got this with a double damage.
Radiant's
Support.
bottom
Ame's here
tower has
to
fallen.
show moral support as he stands on the side, never gets a hit on it, but now he's happy to pump up his team. Nothing to say.
Dire's middle tower
A
is
really
under
good game
attack.
at the moment, and Ame sweet turnaround in game 1.
I'm taking predictions, please come. Who's gonna get the axe? Is it just gonna be the troll for the stats boost?
It's the shaman.
Probable one.
There's
I mean,
the
I would love to
curveball,
see it on
the
the shaman. I think it's gonna go to the troll. What a
It
stats
could be
boost.
the Mars. I really think the Mars Ags could be a big boost for nothing to say.
It could, but you need damage items first for it to be worth it. And he doesn't have any. He's going to the duels first. So it doesn't really make much sense.
So my
Dire
vote's staying
are
shaman.
scanning.
Well, you're wrong. But that's fine. Makes me look smart. Nature's Prophet, now it's thousands all the way from its Orchid.
Starting to get there, but yeah.
They have no way to dispel it. So, is it going to be effective on the troll? Mars will have his Jules up in time. But the biggest problem here for JT is that even after they finish his Orchid, he'll be sitting at a good 1200 health only. He'll be taken down so easily by so many of those heroes on the Radiant side.
Going Sanjin Yasha. That battle period is down. Alright, come on, Pete. He's right over mid.
You know it's not gonna
He's
happen.
right there.
Top.
He's going! Tell me.
He's going to the lab.
Hands up, chat.
Oh, maybe Elder Titan with the inbuilt BKB for free? He could be popping off on Y. He's going to the troll. Go away from the troll. And I mean,
Voting
Troll
troll in the chat, you were correct.
Sitting at 1900 health now. As I said, the whirling axes aren't super effective, but there's not much to dispel. Of course, you can't dispel your own silences, so yeah, just a stats boost. Making Ahmed feel a little bit more comfortable after the last game. Maybe he needed some, pats on the back. He's like, Ahmed, you got this, come on. Woo!
We're here to support you. It's like when everybody gives their energy away for the Spirit Bomb for Goku.
Energy, just having
Radiant
some
are
money.
scanning.
Yeah.
Dire's structures
They're
are
gonna go bottom
fortified.
with this smoke.
Bye bye,
Pat
FaceTime.
themselves out.
Have a check. They're not the best trade, of course, for IG, but there was still a lot of wasted time for the Dire side because Juggernaut was part of the fight. Finished this battle period now, so his farm is gonna skyrocket. But of course, Troll doubling the net worth because
Dire's bottom tower
the net worth
is
for
under
Alchemist
attack.
is so dumb when there's an Alchemist. Kind of ridiculous.
Especially when you see the Alk who's now behind the Shadow Shaman. Man, Atheon just not farming.
Yeah, Faith Beyond just like having a horrendous game. I don't know what he's doing.
Now he's got that level 4 Greeble Screed though. And do you like this? Because sometimes you'll see out Ags, mid, safe lane. There you go. There are your presents. But instead, just the Ags to the troll and going right into the.
I like it a lot because, as I said, this Mars Aghanim's doesn't feel very strong at all until he has like 2 or 3 items. So sense, I play Solar Quest, Ring Dagger after.
Victory on the high ground. Needs to be careful and
Radiant's
want
middle
about him for
tower
a
is
second. That's
under
the only
attack.
way he's able to check it. So if he just didn't get away in time, that
The
could
seeds
problem.
are
Rebound here for Radiant. JT has Orchid. Be careful though.
So 15 minutes on that Orchid. Not the best timing, and now you wonder, are you going to even pull that Orchid? Snowball lands. This are coming in. He's got the triple towards the tree going up. Now gets committed. So obviously trying to go after Kaka. Has the damage to get the kill. He's dominating it. Ends up being a 1-for-1, but a lot drop there for IG.
This Pro Waller is, once again, just like in the last game, absolutely obese. Like, what do you do about him? Doing a 40k net worth at minute 16. That's almost 1000 GPM. Of course, a little bit of plate boosted, you know, inflated stonks. But what do you do? Like, he's gonna have a St. Joshua soon. He's gonna be sitting at 2.3k health. Where's your damage gonna come from to kill him?
They don't really have it right now. Stonks are rising for the Troll. He likes the stonk, and we'll see if he can maintain this lead. It shouldn't be too difficult right now, given the space that he's given. To see when they're really looking to just go off the rails here. I can sense it being like the Solar Crest, a big marker for them, because that will certainly help LGD just take out the heroes quickly, or even just go for like Roach.
Yeah, but LGD is definitely in driver's seat right now. Second going in bottom. Oh.
They've got the silence down on the Shadow Shaman. He's not just yet. They've got the arena. It's going to land on how he gets the yards though. It's not enough. It does put them away from this puck. They'll get the kill on Ollie. They'll look over at Kaka, trying to get a second. The recoil plays down. Get two.
Radiant
Got
structures
for
are
nothing to say.
fortified.
That finishes off the toss.
And about without Ame is continuing to farm, get the top tower.
Dire's
Out in the
top
middle to
tower
defend his
is
own.
under attack.
Filthy rich.
Yeah.
Going for his BKB next. Fly. Be careful, Troll can output a lot of damage here.
This isn't over.
No bash.
Still a decent chunk of damage, but no bash or no way to stop that. And
Chance of
continue to farm
efficiency.
what is his
Ame digging. Wow, he got an item! Wow, I'm laughing at him, but he gets a Ring of Akola from the little kobold.
That's
What are the
efficiency.
chances? That is so lucky. Wow. Okay. Alright, but buy a lottery ticket right after this final, Ame.
He's got the efficiency, he's got the luck. Now the question is, secure the win. 18 minutes in, 6k lead for LGD. Things going on Millhouse for them at the moment. Got Alku's really close to the Solar Crest, so LGD, I would expect they're looking to roll.
Radiant's middle tower is
Maybe
under
looking to
attack.
roll the Roshan, right?
Yeah, that could be the push of the snowball that goes down the cliff. We'll see.
They do have a courier in there, though.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
With the melting sunshine for that snowball, a problem.
Radiant's
They're
middle
not even
tower
going
is
to roll
falling.
it at all. At least they get the mid tower, you know, play for the price. This Troll, 60k net worth, interesting mood.
Radiant's
Let's go.
bottom tower is under
2.5k health. What do you need? It's the king in the front line, and they're all like, okay, Ame, sorry, dude. I know we made you angry last game.
You don't have to deal with it. Looking over to try and kill the Shadow Shaman. Orchid Burn should be enough. Just 2 drops. Continue to make Shadow Shaman's life a little difficult as they drop down the arena, but they don't catch the jug. And with the Shadow Amulet, Ollie is avoiding.
Yeah, we all know what kind of shoes ninjas wear.
I'm not sure.
No, we don't have to do that again. Everybody knows at this point. That's what I'm here for. I'm educating. Troll sitting at 36 armor, by the way, minute 19. Be intense. Kaka, if there's a root, he's dead.
Chase.
No root.
No root, but gets the snowball out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, really gonna enjoy using that Solar Crest. What do you think is next year for Faithion?
Just blink dagger and shot probably. Yep, and no shooter. Shot is just a massive force.
Coming out.
Radiant's bottom
get the stun to follow this up. They'll hold it as long as they can. Earth Splitter not even going to be needed. Or, well, actually, it gets the kill. Never mind. Perfect time. Right on the end.
To say, gets picked off on the other side. Oh, both mid laners going down.
Got it.
Dire's bottom tower
It's
is
a really
under
well
attack.
trained kill for
Dire's
LGD.
structures are fortified.
This
Honestly,
action for
the Earth
Earth Splitter.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Ton of damage, yeah. I don't know.
Dire's bottom tower
Alchemist is just gonna be giving steroids
Radiant's
to the
middle
scroll even
tower
more
is under
with an
attack.
Axe shot. How much health region
Right.
is it? 40? 50 attack speed. He's gonna be an absolute monster. BKB now also completed on him. Once he gets up his
Radiant's
dasher,
middle tower
there'll
is
be no
under
stopping
attack.
him.
Dire's bottom tower
It
is
looks
under
like he's going to try
attack.
and finish the dagger first and then go to the shard as he's holding that gold.
Yeah. He just wants to be able to initiate. His Shadow Shaman is still
Radiant's
quite far
middle
away from
tower
the Blink
is
Dagger.
under attack.
And at least his Mars has one, so follow up on that. The Alchemist is suddenly pretty damn rich once more. And Puck fell off pretty damn hard. He's going into the Dagon, but he has no defensive item whatsoever. Blink to Dagon. Very squishy Puck.
Vitheon gave up in Ags and was sitting low on the net worth, but now he's ahead of the Puck once again.
Yeah, that's the power of Alchemist.
His farm is on
Make
fire.
gold out
Yeah.
of nothing. How does it even happen? Long range. Oh, he gets it.
And for Fly, the Blade Fury, and oh, the Blade Fury. I don't know if they were expecting it not to last long enough.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's turret
Gets
has
out.
been killed.
Forever.
Oh, Ollie again.
Dire's
Under the Shadow.
structures are fortified.
Shadow Evelyn.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The spear that lands on the Puck. So they've got the Hex to follow it up.
Radiant's
Emo's
top
dead
tower
again.
is under
Another
attack.
kill here through the side of LGD, up 8k.
And it's not the easiest. Set up a spear on a dual target. Well done.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And resulting in a 3-mid tower. I'm a 8,000 net worth ahead of the Juggernaut. It's getting kind of silly at this
Disgusting.
point. Yeah.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I don't know how to kill the Stroll.
Radiant's top tower
2.6k
is
health,
under attack.
37 armor or something silly like that. Absolutely ridiculous.
It really is. And they've got the Hex this time onto the gyro. Get that shot. This time it's Snowball. Second ball out of he's been off more than he can chew. They get that kill on the Shadow Shaman. They'll chase after the gyrocopter as spray down, and they end up trading 1-for-1. I don't know if Jinky was expecting
Dire's
help
turret
there from
has been
Kaka, but
killed.
it does result in a trade, and JT slowed up, but Ame not put the pressure on his nature's profit.
One special completed. It's 800 gold for that. One step up. Coil.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Coming in, Ame coming over, gets the slow, they hit the spear that's on Akaka, they'll get the kill on the tusk, they'll look over. Emo, main shift with the illusory orb out, as well as the blink to get
Radiant's
far
top
away
tower
from the
is
side of
under attack.
LGD and make sure that he doesn't get caught once again.
They don't even have damage to kill the Mars. Like, how are they ever gonna touch the scroll if they can't kill the Mars who's only sitting at 1900? And just profit picked up, he gets and immediately, wow!
He's caught, they've got the Serpent Wards down, they've got the Shackle, and they should be able to get the damage, but he pops the BKB.
You again pays for it with his life.
Sneak attack. Another time to fight.
And just missing me out. Wolf just missing out. It was so close.
Radiant's top
30
tower
health
is under attack.
on the Nature's
Oh my
Prophet.
God.
One more snake hit, he would have dead. But it's just not enough for Syncue. Can't catch a break, as you said. But still, Alchemist and Troll and Mars also farming Storm.
Goes into the air, gyro caught again, got the hits, and he's right on the wall. The snowball, not in time for Kaka. Put himself in the arena. But he was locked out as a contender in the arena, and he will lose his bout to Ame.
Agent K here. That snowball was never gonna save your gyro, and you just fulfilled your own life for nothing, pretty much.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That is
giving up a second when you don't need to. A little bit of save your friends going on right there.
Yeah, can't really be giving away these kills when you're already so far behind. 12k behind now. This troll is just getting more and more ridiculous.
Radiant's
So
top
Mars
tower
is going
under
for the
attack.
Jesso, and I think that we see that Faithion's also holding his gold. He's got the shard queued up, he's got 3k, so
I don't know how IG is ever gonna take a team fight here. Tusk, Gyrocopter, they offer nothing in a team fight pretty much.
I haven't really wanted to fight
Dire
5v5 yet.
scanning.
They're just looking for pickoffs, and there hasn't
Radiant's
really been
top
a full
tower is
skirmish
under
yet
attack.
with them. Hoping that Jug can maybe get something together to fight with them, or well, really the team has not been too great with them. So much. They're gonna try this time. They've got themselves the new coil on the wall. Finish off Innocent. Again, it's just a one for. That's all they'll get. They'll back away. When you're getting these
Radiant's top
supports and
tower
you're
is
letting out continue to farm, well, really you're letting all 3 cores from LGD farm. You're falling further and further behind very quickly.
The scary prospect for sure. Only 900 gold away from this Abyssal Blade on the troll. Anybody he jumps on is going to be at his mercy. He's going to chew through them so quickly. This is one hungry troll and he's going to be eating them all up soon. Attack on troll, my friend. It's gonna be one hell of a show. What
Yeah,
Titan
when it
is
finishes.
Colossal Titan? Nah, he's the attack Titan.
Yeah, yeah.
The
AC,
attack
okay.
armor
AC
Titan.
for Alchemist.
But he already has it? Oh, he's queuing it up. He almost has it.
Yeah. Basically, he's got it. He's really just being a friend for his team, a friend for his troll. Once he gets that troll. They've got more front as well. They should be able to get the kill to beat beyond. Working there. Turns around, he's in the acid spray. They've got the spear. They'll get the kill on the GT. They work over the soup lands onto Kaka. They hit him with God the acid spray. He's trying to survive, but he's got nowhere to go. And a double kill for nothing to say. As Ame focuses his attention onto Ali, who will take out a third.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you the rundown of the rest of this game real quick. 90 seconds until Roshan spawns. LGD takes the Roshan. They're gonna have AC up on Alchemist. They're gonna go high ground. IG will try to fight back. They won't be able to.
Just the sweet flash for now. Davey caught by nothing to say. Rolls in the air. Can he get a little X? This should lead to a sleep. They might be able to land more and lock him down with the spear. Earth Splitter comes in. Illusory Orb over the bow. Is he going to jump to it? No, he won't. They'll just back off. They've got Healing Ward, so not much Titan can do. Look for the sleep. Oh, boy. And close to catching these heroes. Innocent's doing so much right now.
Boy. Roshan up in 50. Troll going into the Blink Dagger. Coming close. Climax is close, my friend. This is like
the,
episode 12 of 13, you know? Like they're setting up the final fight right now.
I hope it. Well, thankfully it's not filler.
Yeah, I hate filler.
Dire's turret has been
Green
killed.
Coil uses up the line on the 2 of these heroes. They hit the troll really out. Hold on top of it with the home missile going after Ame. Not following this up. They've got the shackle. Look at the abyssal and the damage from Ame on the emo. They will take out the puck again. Gone for 50.
Can I ask you a question, Jacob? Coil for what? They were both full health the entire time.
Yeah. There was nothing to follow that up.
Yeah. Troll standing there. He's like, come at me, bro. Come at me, Jack. Slash me. Please do it.
Oh, no.
JD. Gone.
48. Gone. First hit. There it is. JT's gone. Kaka. Extended Kaka's Firefly. Never mind. They've got the shot. They've got the shackle roll. The hex goes down. They're killing a Firefly. They've also slept. They're trying to TP for the abyssals there. The kills come in. And LGD now lead 18k over IG. 24 to 12, 30 minutes in.
They just outplay them at every turn. This is powerful shaman. Jack can't spin, Prophet can't BKB, Tuxton gets caught by him. The Q on this hero is such an absolute monster. Why are people still giving it to him?
He really is. We've seen it for the Chinese teams. The Shadow Shamans and the Lions just be prioritized by both teams, and the lockdown, the instant lockdown from the Shadow Shaman has proven to be too much time and time again.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
What now? Level 25 for Troll. F the chat for IG, thank you. No, they can't even stun him anymore. You get stunned by the Dream Coil, press R. You get stunned by the Rocket, press R. Gonna be really easy for him. Yep, all you gotta do. Just don't press it before you get stunned, because that's how it works.
Going for the Swift Link. 30,000 net worth. God, he's still keeping up with the 1K. 1K GPN.
Fortunately, it won't show up like that in the end screen. Because he got 4K of that gold gifted. He's taken Alchemist's hard work and making it look like he did it all himself. But that's not the true story, B-Cop. The investor is Alchemist.
Dire are
Without him,
Yeah.
Troll would never be this farm.
The returns must be good for Alchemist. He invested low. 14 people were shorting Troll, and well, now get where the price is. Troll really trying
Dire's
to
bottom tower is under attack.
Now he built an entire empire based on that early investment.
Dire's bottom tower has
Thank you,
fallen.
PaveBN, for making it happen. This Troll wall of damage. I just want to see it blow someone up.
Are scanning.
You
Dire's
looking for
bottom
the
tower
problem here?
is under attack.
And Kaka's gonna go.
That's going down, but he can still take the tower. Meanwhile, Otto, they got the
Solo
catch.
kill.
They should be able to get the kill. It's a solo kill on a GT. This kill is stuck up for a moment, and Otto standing in front, taking the aggression off of Ame as they look to get bottom instead of Rax. Likely to do so. Backdoor doesn't even meet anyone. The door's going wide open. He's going to blink over for the gyroscope. They're trying to stop them in their tracks. They've got the unit down, but they're going to go back to the and LGD will even the series up at 1. A very easy, straightforward game for LGD.
From start to finish, IG did draft very wrongly at last Prophet. I was not convinced. He didn't really get a chance at anything this game. Fast win by PSG, and they also just massively outplayed IG at every turn of this game, making it look really easy. Like, arguably, even the hardest stomp to level 1
For this Alchemist, so they even it up at 1, and again we go to a lower bracket game 3, which is always exciting.
then into the groups, then into the upper bracket, then into the lower bracket. They've had a long and possibly exhausting run to be where they are at the moment, but they also look like the team that learned the most coming from the Chinese region. I don't feel like Invictus Gaming have changed.
So what are we
Changed a lot.
teaching them after this game? You think Troll's the problem? I think Alchemist was the problem. I think I would not be surprised if LGD let the Troll go through again.
I think Mars was the problem, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on board with that.
I think that probably and possibly was the biggest issue for Invictus Gaming, not only because they were playing against it with the puck that got pretty much handled on the mid lane, but because they couldn't find the right offlaner for themselves too.
Yeah.
I believe B-Cop said Alchemist Fate Beyond 100% win rate, JT Nature's Prophet 44-45% win rate. Now it went down obviously after the loss.
So Invictus Gaming has had their roster has been together since late 2019, right? So they've had a lot of time to be familiar with each other. Paris Saint-Germain, LGD on the other side have
newer.
They replaced their entire roster in September 2020. Do you think that provides Invictus Gaming with kind of an advantage because they're comfortable with each other, or have PSG.LGD really shown that
PSG.LGD also
they're
played
great?
under different names, different team names, that is. So it's not like everyone there is completely new and unfamiliar with one another.
What do you think their biggest strength is as a team
This
for
man
PSG.LGD?
right here.
This man?
Zinkyu.
Why do you say that?
Because he was on the camera. No, I think that he's been pretty important, but this series maybe not so much. I think Ame is the most important thing for me. Both the carries. We're seeing the Monkey King in game 1, the Troll in the game 2. I think that these are going to be the focus of
Are
this
they going
series.
to focus them out in the first 2 bans? That's my question. Monkey King 100% without looking at the draft. There you go, even though I was actually looking at the draft. Will be banned out.
So let me give you another one. 100% IO? Yeah.
Okay. No, my question now is it Troll? Is it that Prophet?
Is it Puck?
Or is it Timber or something different?
Is it Mars?
Yeah. So far it's been that Prophet. Let's see if they switched up. No, they don't. Okay, it's respectable. I think PSG.LGD look their best when they have that Prophet and they flex it from offlane to mid. And now as you have the first pick from Invictus Gaming, you can decide to scratch that Shadow Shaman idea or Lion idea and go for the Mars. It's an option. Or even scratch the puck and go for the Mars.
How impactful are these first picks up for the team? Because they can, a lot of times these players can flex the positions, but when a puck comes out...
Mars will come out too from PSG.LGD. I really believe that. Okay, Shadow Shaman first. They get a chance.
They get a chance. They can take the Mars away.
Troll, exactly. Troll or
Troll,
Mars. They get a chance here. If they, because one of these two will be picked by PSG.LGD for sure.
What if they let both go through? Then they could ban it out. They could ban
one
out
will be one will be banned out. Yeah, maybe they have their own idea. Maybe they want Tusk once again, like in that first game. It's an option. Puck Tusk, Puck or something that breaks the Dream Coil, also decent. Haven't seen them. Haven't seen them play too much Earth Spirit. It's Kaka Lion, Kaka Phoenix.
Oracle. He used to play a lot of Oracle at the beginning of this tournament.
Yeah, Oli plays a ton of Oracle. Usually you leave it for the second phase or even last if you need a 5. Okay, Timbersaw for JT. Yeah, I thought that it will be banned out a little bit earlier. I like the approach because you're securing JT's hero early.
How will that change up PSG.LGD's draft? You said Mars and Troll. Will this affect that at all?
Let's see.
No. They will still go with the Troll. This is definitely what we expect from PSG.LGD. However, let's think about it a little bit. Timber into Troll isn't that bad for Timber in the lane.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those lanes that you can win. Obviously, if you mess up heavily, anything can happen. We've seen that in game 2, but on paper you should have an advantage there. Secure this Timber with a couple of bans, and I think you're good to go if you're IG. They ban out the Mars, securing the puck, which is weird. This is
this is weird.
Yeah, the way the meta has developed and the amount of change that we have witnessed in the last week and in the last few months just proves how versatile this game is. You don't need to patch it all the time. Teams will find different solutions to different heroes, and you'll see different picks being first pick material every week.
Even depending on what region, you'll see the weirdest things.
Razor, Morphling.
Can you explain this ban from IG that just came out?
Magnus?
Magnus, yes.
It's nothing to say.
Specialty?
Comfort. Yeah, it's his specialty. It's comfort pick. It's also one of those heroes that's good versus Puck on the mid lane and also good with Troll. So just a lot of good things, a lot of positives coming from him. Not really something that you see played by anyone else.
Right.
But if it truly is their comfort zone, you want to steer away from it.
I'm surprised they didn't ban the Alchemist.
They have Timber this time around, so maybe that's one of the reasons. Alchemist versus Timber can be really rough. It's not even about the lane itself. The lane itself is terrible, but later on you can just chase him with Timber. You have this hero that can stay on the lane on his own, so if Timber isn't chasing him, the supports can do the same thing.
So it seems like IG was banning mainly to secure their Puck, right? Especially with the Void Spirit. I know that you've mentioned that Puck is fine in that lane, but why would they try so hard to focus on protecting Puck?
No, they're not. They're not truly. They're banning out heroes that are good for PSG.LGD and also might do well versus Puck in the mid lane. Void Spirit is not one of those.
Yeah, but the Mars and the Mag definitely
For sure,
add up. So, how heavy do you want to go on magic damage if you're LGD just to punish this first phase Timbersaw? Because Timbersaw is moving up the ranks. We used to see it be exclusively like a last pick, then it got bumped up to second phase, and now here we have it in first phase.
Yep. Haven't seen the teams from SCA that like the Timbersaw way too much, but there were a few. Masaros, with Fnatic T1, they would both pick that Timber very early on, and okay.
That's a very targeted anti-Timber hero right there.
And not necessarily that much if he gets the stacks already. Right? So
Yeah,
it's
but
good.
It's more of this like the Timbers who are like, okay, cool, I did well in the lane. I'm just gonna stand between your tier 1 and tier 2 now.
Yeah.
Viper's like, no.
Yeah.
You go back to the lane like a normal person.
Like a normal player, get out of my lane.
Get out of the lane.
Yeah, I think what Viper really does more is punishes Puck in the mid lane. Right? That can be a very one-sided affair as well. It can be pretty dominant for the Viper.
What makes Viper so dominant versus Puck in middle?
Did you play against Viper?
That was
Yes.
ye old Viper. Viper these days is surprisingly skill dependent. It's not as just like keep Q on autocast, spit constantly,
Okay,
win lane automatically.
now it's not on autocast. Now you actually have to press it. you move on the high ground and you just spam it. Viper and skill-dependent heroes, that's like the furthest apart.
The matchup is skill-dependent.
Okay.
Viper is a face roll hero. You just literally just mash on the keyboard and you'll probably do something useful.
Because Puck is a little bit stronger right now, but it's still, I think, heavily
Viper
favored.
Yeah.
What's also nice about Viper is it prevents IG from picking some other heroes that also suffer from break mechanics. And there's a lot of cores that usually do suffer because why are you a core? You have a pretty sick passive, right? Like your stats gain is nice and you have a sick passive, and that's what Viper deals well against.
Jug, I think, is okay, even though technically you can't crit, but you're not going to be in the Nether Toxin because you're going to be Swift Slashing and Omni Slashing and Blade Furying around.
Okay, not a bad choice for IG. They go with the Phantom line. Okay, a different approach. I'm not sure I like this way too much. You're picking PL not only into Viper but into Troll Warlord as well. Troll matchup is pretty fine for Troll. Viper matchup is like I really think you can itemize properly versus PL.
Yeah, but not. I mean, like PL can't really kill the Viper, but Viper also can't really kill the PL. You're both just kind of hitting each other, and like eventually someone else is gonna show up to the fight.
So what roles are missing from this last pick?
IG5, PSG.LGD, most likely off lane if we consider that Viper is mid. So you can see Lash banned out by IG. They're pretty much just protecting the PL. That's gonna be Lash, and that's going to be maybe Underlord, maybe.
Yeah.
What else is there that really deals well with PL?
The Void Spirit's already banned out. That would have been another choice.
It depends if they want to ban out offlanes or mids, right?
Right. Or they could do one of each. If they're looking at offlanes, yeah, I think an Underlord ban would be pretty value.
Do you think that them taking so long to decide is from not figuring it out?
Alchemist again. It's not. It's not truly that. They obviously they're trying to figure it out on the go. Drafts. Very rarely do you. Not very rarely. You do have drafts prepared, but sometimes in a game such as this one, you're thinking on the go and.
So who is remaining for IG? Wisp out, Oracle out, Abaddon? Abaddon out.
They have that gyro option once again if they wanna.
They have a Wyvern.
If they wanna try it, there's a
Winter
Wyvern.
That
sure.
is true.
Sure, I wouldn't mind that too much. Haven't seen it played by Oli, but versus the Troll Warlord, it could be decent. Right now, if you're looking at IG, they could use a position 5 that's actually strong in the lane as well. Something that can, not necessarily what I thought, but actually very good. It's a good pickup.
What makes it a good pickup?
It's just the anti-troll warlord hero. Make sure you can shatter him when he gets into battle trance and make him a lot more, especially with a lion also. You have so much burst damage, you can quickly bring this troll to critical HP. And IG have shown that they're surprisingly good at coordinating with the Ice Blast, even though they don't have... I guess in that Mirana game they had like a ton of stun setup. They had the Mirana, they had the Lion, they had the Mars. This one, it's mainly going to be the Puck and the Lion who can set up for Ice Blasts.
Actually, if you guys remember 7 days ago when we started the Major, I was saying that this Phantom Lancer is looking extremely...
we bookended the tournament.
Yeah, extremely strong in the Chinese region. However, we haven't seen it too many times. It's been picked like 3-4 times.
It's very, very situational.
Yeah, in the playoffs, at least.
It's been making a resurgence.
Last night, it was picked, obviously, but... yep, we'll see what IG can do on it. How Fly is going to fare with it.
Faith Beyond hero. He has a...
Is Beastmaster banned? We've seen
it's
like
not,
a lot.
but PL is...
Okay, Windranger.
Windranger is surprisingly good against Phantom Lancer because you can't get rid of the focus fire.
It's mid lane Windranger as well.
Yeah, nothing to say, and it's going to be Faith Beyond Viper.
Faith Beyond Viper. Oh, I'm so actually... what was wrong with me on this panel? Because Faith Beyond's 2 favorite heroes in the regionals were Viper and Prophet, so... not only in the regionals, in the FDC League too, and other tournaments that have been played, so... yeah. I can definitely see this.
How is this looking for you now that you know Viper's going to be in that 3rd position by Faith Beyond?
I'm not sold on the Windranger versus Puck. Not completely, at least. Windranger versus Puck. Also, there is a Lion to burst you down, H the Persian as well. But it is their last pick, so they must have planned this. They planned a pick versus the Puck that works well.
I don't think it's for the Puck. I think it's for the PL. I think this is not for the lane, but for the game type pick.
Just focus him and follow him about.
Because they didn't have an answer for Phantom Lancer otherwise. And that's why IG picked it so late in the draft, because they're like, I think we have you cornered. And Windranger's a good answer. I don't think she'll get too owned by Puck. But these are the most even drafts I've felt throughout all 3 games. Although last game I thought the team that had the advantage in the draft ended up losing, so I don't know.
All right, gentlemen, it's prediction time.
Yep. I'll take the first one. I'll go with I'll actually go with IG. I think the drafts are very close. The PL versus Troll, I actually value Troll there more, but overall I feel like IG have got what it takes.
I'm going to split it and go PSG.LGD. The drafts are very, very close, but I feel like the momentum swing is in their favor right now.
The fantasy was 61 LGD?
67 LGD,
67
33
LGD?
IG.
I'll go LGD. Give me the 67%.
Nice.
I'll add 2 more percent to that.
He's taking the odds.
You and I add a percent.
Who will take it? Invictus Gaming versus Paris Saint-Germain LGD. This is a battle for third place or to move on to fight Evil Geniuses in the grand finals. Let's take it to Black and B-Cop to help us figure that out.
Thank you very much. Game number 3 between IG and LGD for a ticket to go to the grand final, go to the best of 5 against EG. We'll see who punches their ticket.
Or a ticket home.
This dance, yeah, a ticket home or a ticket to the grand finals.
Nobody wants to go home, of course. And yeah, it's an interesting last pickup here from LGD with that Wind Ranger, who generally suffers quite a bit from Phantom Lancer in the mid-late game portions of the game, unless you can really, you know, start the fight with a shackle shot on him and focus fire. Because if you can't, how are you ever going to figure out who's the right one? That being said, though, Troll is quite good against PL. So yeah, it's all gonna come down to how well does Troll and PL can farm, I think.
The battle begins.
Yeah, we'll see if Ame can have another successful game on that Troll. It's crazy how often the rule from Slacks always appears. Elimination games and win runners. How many times are we gonna see the two just be intertwined together?
I love myself some Wind Ranger. Slacks is a Wind Ranger hater, I think, or is he a lover? I never really followed the...
Hater?
He's a hater, okay, Wind Runner hater. I'm a big Wind Ranger fan. I think the hero offers quite a lot. It's a hard hero to pull off and play well, but when players do it, it just looks so damn good.
Yeah, we saw a good Wind Ranger the other day, and it just wasn't enough. It ends up coming up short, and it feels like the Wind Ranger has a kind of history of coming up a little bit short.
Yeah, it's always this hero that owns really hard in the mid-early game, and then sometimes in the late game still, but you just die so easily if you get caught out just a single time.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how that does up against the puck. We take a look here over bottom. We've got Faith Beyond on this Viper, just trying to shut down Fly over in the top lane with JT on the Timber. We'll see how these lanes go. Is there any one lane that's really popping out at you? Something that you think that will really pop off? Like last game, it was the Alchemist lane up against the Jug. Like, which lane really looks like it could get out of control?
I mean, top lane, as soon as this Timbersaw gets level 3, it should be getting quite difficult for the Troll and Clock to handle him. But yeah, mid lane shouldn't be a whole lot of action. Neither can really kill each other. Bottom. Nope, he's gonna be fine on the Shaman. Yeah, I don't think these lanes are the most eventful, to be honest. Like, even bot lane, the Viper is gonna pressure the PL a little bit, but there shouldn't be any kills coming out of there. And the early game doesn't look to be very kill heavy.
So it might be a quiet game with a lot of farm to be had. We'll have to see. JT on this Timber, we've seen him successful. We've seen some Timbers that really get out of control. But up against this Viper, I'm not sure it'll continue to find that success as Kaka does spot Ame's Courier and get that last shot in. We'll take out the Troll's Courier, maybe pay for it with his life, but only Battery Assault. So there's no Battery Assault in Cogs. Kaka should be fine.
Having a better time for himself. Laning phase will also be easier because he's not countered. And he's on the bottom, a lot of stacks.
Yeah, the stacks are really starting to become a problem. They'll get first one, they'll take out Ali, but the return kill is there. Earth Spike for Kaka to finish off Faith Beyond. It's first blood, but a trade you're not really happy in making. And they'll put some damage out onto the Shadow Shaman. They did get the rotation as JT. He said he's got that point where he could really feel comfortable and comfortable by himself.
Yeah, that's the power of Timbersaw. Your pulse 4 is free to do whatever you want. Gank middle, gank top, bottom. And it's just really easy with this Timbersaw. There's no danger at all of dying ever.
The
a point where maybe Fabian shows up towards top, or as I say that, Shackle again now on the Phantom Lancer. They had the break on him with another Toxin down, Fly into the trees, and will escape the grasp of Fabian and Hugh.
TL is one of the best heroes in Viper, the Doppelganger, all the stacks of poison attack are gone. And in the mid game, of course, you don't really have good answers. TL. Kaka.
Better it be no one.
Trying to come over with this Lion once again, really just spamming this hero, showing the impact.
Dodge. Lion.
To hell and back again. He has continued to show up in just about every game.
Yeah. Gonna leave our sides anytime soon. One of these teams gonna make it to the grand finals, and they both love Shadow Sham. And get used to it, guys.
Might see it in every game of the final.
GD, why now pulling the creeper fear away, just telling you how uncomfortable he is on the top lane. On the now the correct Kaka.
Yeah, and the Earth Spike is not going to be easy here. Brainus needs to get away because they've got foil available. That's exactly what they'll use to lock down Innocence and get that kill onto the clockwork. He's gone, taken out again. This is just not the spot you want to be in. Shackle. On the Fly. They've got the Hex, the damage in.
No
enough to kill off Fly. He doesn't have the Doppelganger at the moment. Under the tower, getting run down. Fairy Fire burning away. And the toxicity from Fabian will take out Fly. The TL does go down, and Fabian can take over in this lane.
Batman. But yeah, it's a very important kill on the TL.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now, he's in Struggle City, only sitting at 2.3k net worth. Not where you want to be as TL in this lane.
Dire's structures are
He'll
fortified.
have to take a lot of space come
Dire's
mid-game
top
here.
tower is
Wolves
under
will
attack.
have to make all that space happen, as well as JT. They have the perfect heroes to do it, however, so I'm sure they'll be no problem.
First spike lands on the clockwork again, but he's not really going in. Fabian has made that swap into the top lane. A big bunch of creeps to go and take here for him. Gotta make sure that quickly really get denied out. Heroes up top, James going in, working over at the clockwork. You've got the cogs around him. They've got the hex on the QT to the right now. Moves reorg over. They got the Duke on the free. Well placed, but not in time to save JT. Nemo's over. The Earth Spike misses. Nothing to say. He's also made the rotation. It's a 1-for-1 that benefits LGD.
Mid-range is one of the best heroes against
Radiant's
the game.
middle tower
It's still not
is
done
under
yet, though.
attack.
Timo's still lurking around.
Dire's top
Tower
tower is
denied.
being denied.
Fabian, hit by the Earth Spike. Cold feet. He's gonna walk out. Just in time, actually.
I'm not sure what Clockwork did there. He saw him died in the river, he pulled the creep waves away, allowing 3 creep waves to stack up. The top tower just gone from full health. It was kind of like an Age of Y play there. helping out IG quite a bit here, because you should not be looting this tower this early.
That tower is gone. Now they're gonna come over, find themselves Kaka though. They're right up the top, power shot. First spike. Get the kill on the Kaka.
Gone. Bottom. Good for the puck. Arme once again sitting at network very comfortably. Building into that Battle Fury once more. Heal is really gonna be starting to become a factor here. Maybe he'll go Diffuser Blade first, but probably gonna go into his Manta Skull if we see times. The Yasha I think is also very popular.
See what he ends up choosing for his Battle Furies being built for Omni once again. He's not going to have the luxury of that Ag's delivery coming in. No Alchemist on his team, so it's not the jump from like 5k net worth to 10k.
Dire are scanning.
It's a 3-man smoke, but they don't find Ame in the jungle. They place down vision, so they can maybe invade this triangle a little bit later down the line, especially if they put the pressure on bottom. Shadow Shaman will get the kill drop DQ.
Kill. Viper. Be alright. Windranger picked up the Javelin. That means assault is a realistic kill. Doesn't have a hook yet. A lot of
Radiant's
magic.
middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom
Taking
tower
another tier
is under attack.
1. Mid tier 1 still stands, but top and bottom looking like they're going to both fall. JT, a lot of damage being taken. He's got the waiting room, though. Hit the 2-man stuff from top of the Dream Core coming down. They get cut. It is over at Fade Beyond. Should be a second with the Cold Feet going over and freezing over this fight. They get the kill, though, onto Ollie and returns to 2 for 1, but nothing to say. He's out of mana, trying to win run out of harm's way. He's okay to do so.
Radiant's middle tower
Now
is under attack.
Took off half health. Yeah.
Not really able to survive under the bow of this windrunner.
Strong arms, of course.
Dire's bottom tower
Q,
has fallen.
Deco. Power shot.
Power shot doing so much damage. Look at that. Kaka dropping. They got the chakra going over, trying to catch the shadow shot. They've got the silence. They'll get the kill. They'll end up trading. Nothing to say, still standing by and actually stays with Emo, who daunted on the roof wall. Shackles have been attached to JT, but they've got the Viper Strike on the Timbersaw. They get the kill on Emo. Now they're going to be able to chase JT because he's so slowed up. They'll move forward if they can catch him.
He's stuck on the high ground.
He's probably dead, but the Timber Chain doesn't bring him out of the low ground, so he's stuck on the high ground, pushed to the low ground via the cogs, and JT, he'll get run down. LGD, they get a lot out of this, and they will continue to put up a lead.
Yeah, big misplay here from Emo and JT. Emo orbing in, trying to get the rune, putting himself in a position, just dive freely, and then JT with the miss, what's the name? Timber Chain, getting stuck onto the high ground. Like LGD was already ready to give up and run away, and then they noticed that he got stuck there.
Around. And maybe still a little bit flustered from game 2. I mean, this is, like you said, a ticket home or a ticket to the finals. Either way, we'll see them with a ticket stub in their hand.
Work, got hook shot. On the line.
Spike lands on 2, but the battery off the damage, even though he's casting enough. They'll get the kill. Once again, they dropped out the second move, and they should be able to take a tier 1 over mid.
Radiant's
And
middle tower
they still
has
have their
fallen.
mid tier 1 standing, so this is big for LGD to open up the map a little bit more for them.
At least they do have the top tower in IG, and they will have their own bottom tower for them. I'm sure the next Shaman War set is going to take down that bottom tower
Radiant's
as well.
bottom tower is under attack.
So actually, it's deadly combination. You get hook shot.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Generation through Night Blast coming through, and that'll fly over the clockwork to get the kill there on Innocence. Now on the back, look at that again. Number the same, just has big damage out to kill off. Ollie can't survive against the Windrunner.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
All
attack.
popping off every time.
Yeah. It's a hero that's doing quite well.
Maybe Slex was wrong after all.
We'll have to see.
Radiant's middle tower is under
We're yet
attack.
to find our answer on whether or not Windranger can save this elimination game.
Roll, battlefield completed now. Going into that straight boss. Farm up the store. Going straight to the BKB next.
They've got the rod and they shot over on the DT. He'll Timber Chain away, but the damage coming in is just too much for him to handle. Fade Beyond gets the kill, and they are now up 3,000 net worth already for the side of LGD.
Yeah, that's just the power of Viper. You get 5 stacks on with the poison attack. The magic resistance is reduced by about 45%. And even a hero like the first has to take down twice. And blast miss.
Blast in.
Big stick.
Oh, it's alright. Well, the Druid Coil is there, so that'll lock him up.
Big, none of them saving there. Oh, still untested. User Blade would really have to do a lot of work here for PL and IG.
I'm not sure it'll be enough.
Kaka going with 4-staff as well. They're just kind of lacking initiation until Kaka is a Flick Dagger, which will be in 800 gold. Say. Almost has a BKB. It'll be a very strong power select for him. All the rest of them.
Vator's on to Emo. emo. The thing that I'm noticing, if they're going to go to the 4-staff on Takaka, we usually expect him to have like an Aether Lens or a Blink Dagger where he feels like the initiator, the playmaker, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that with a 4-step, which I expect him to use more defensively.
Definitely.
Radiant's
Just
bottom
against the
tower
Clockwork,
is under
because
attack.
if you get hooked, put them to the cogs, and the Viper throws his Nether Toxin on top of you, it's basically just a poison pit, and you just take way too much damage. So they need a tool against it. Of course, that makes a lot of sense, but as you said, it will be a big problem for its playmaking ability. It will be a lot lower than the last game. Game before that as well.
So it's not really where he'd certainly like to be. Sentry ward down that can immediately de-ward that obs, but now that they know
Dire's
they
middle
have
tower
vision,
is
you can
under
expect
attack.
them to try and make aggressive. Shot in, nice blast out. That's on Innocence. They've got the finger as well as the kill. They get the kill on Innocence, and now focus around on Takaka. It's a 1-for-1 trade. They do get a stack on the finger. They will trade those supports. And this is again just leaving Ame to do whatever he wants in terms of farming.
Radiant structures are
Here as
fortified.
well, complete free farming now. Diffuser Blade only 100 gold away. And as we have seen yesterday against Secret, Lifeline became an absolute beast after the diffuser was completed.
So, is that marker the marker we're looking at for
Dire's
Fly
top tower
on this
is
Phantom
under
Lancer? Again,
attack.
like the defusal, the heart timing, which it was mentioned as in the last game that you played this Phantom Lancer. Is it heart timing again for LGD, or do they have answers to that?
It always is hard timing for IG, but this time LGD has a troll who is one of the best healers against Lancer. Once he has his BKB and he gets the perma route going on his PL, he's gonna be in big trouble.
There's the diffusal blade down, he's being picked up. Thrown forward, and they've got the diffusal down because they don't want to trouble pops the BKB. So quickly dispatching, now they're going to go after Fate Beyond. You see that Fly gets involved. The second he's got the diffusal blade, he'll get the kill on the Fate Beyond, and they'll look over to take the tier 1 over mid. A big victory for IG on that.
Dire's middle tower
Phantom
has
Lancer
fallen.
gets his diffusal. Little bit of a mistake here by Nothing to Say. He has his BKB, but he has no wind run. A lot of physical damage coming out from the IG side. Ame, careful.
You get the kill on the Ollie though, the turnaround will be one for IG taking out Jikyu.
800 gold away from his BKB. That's really when he has a power spike, but they do have AA blast this game against his pro life leech, so that's why they picked it. We'll have to see if they can make the combo work though. It's not the easiest spell to hit on the hero with BKB.
No, not at all.
As you well know.
I do. I very much do. So we'll see now. It's Javelin BKB now going back into the Maelstrom. We'll see how Nothing to Say kind of goes on from this because he's kind of falling behind Emo on this Puck, who hasn't been explosive in this game, but he's certainly performing way better than the game 2 when he was on this Puck. I think he ended the game with Puck.
Yeah, it's really just the lane. Like, if Puck has a decent lane, he usually dominates games. And when Puck gets shut down in the lane, like he did last game, he had absolutely nothing going for him. Struggled quite a bit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Track him a little short.
Now you can see they just have no ways to deal with this Phantom. Sure, Troll is good against them, but what if he just runs past the Troll into the backline? How do they deal with him? That is exactly why they picked the Phantom Lancer. It's gonna be such a thorn in their eyes. Side.
Eyes too, I mean that would be really bad to deal with thorns in your
That would be
eyes.
very painful, yeah.
Thorns anywhere, really.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Set up the cogs with the Ice Blast coming in, but they've got the shackle with the Serpent Ward to lock down enough to get the kill here on Emo. I'm in an interesting spot as the Earth Spike is thrown over onto Innocence. They lock up that Clockwork for a second. They've got the Hex onto the Shadow Shaman. Jikyu again in the spot as Innocence falls. The Fly finger used. Jikyu gone. Jikyu is down the side of LGD. So 2 kills there for IG, but they lose Emo. And, well, the trade, I would say, definitely benefits IG a little bit with another stack of the finger, but you're losing your mid.
Yeah, never feels good to lose your mid. Same time, he also uncontested. Just feels like LGD, even though they're getting kills, they're never getting better ends of the trades just yet. I'm getting a little bit afraid. Anti-style completed on the PL. We're going to this hard next that we always see. But this time around, he doesn't have to say Joshua for the 30% amplified HP rate. So the hard won't be as effective for this one.
At least not yet, that's for sure. Troll with Battle Fury into the BKB going Sanjin Yasha next. Wind Ranger going Axe. Lotus Orb has been completed for JT. His farm has been stymied a little bit, slowed down, but so has Faith Beyond's. They're about equivalent in terms of gold.
Illusion!
Spotted, Hintertog, chocolate Mono. Get away from this. Emo right on top of this clockwork. Trying to run away, but the waiting rip from Emo will
Dire's
finish
middle
him off.
tower is under attack. Dire are scanning.
What were you hoping for if you're clockwork walking up those steps?
You can see LGD's up.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Like they're playing very scared. Over all the bullets going to ID.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're putting the pressure on. The Serpent Wards haven't really powers. They've got the throw down onto Ame. He's silenced the waiting rip. Nether Toxin right on top of this troll trying to defend Ame as much as they can. Chain actually misses, and they could have gone on that. It's got the Lotus Orb. They'll go to the focus back. They'll go to Shackle next to the tree. They do have the control. The Outlaws coming over, so it looks like IG want to fight this, or maybe push LGD away for a moment. I definitely think IG were thinking about it as they converged around LGD, but thought better of it as they backed away after the Ice Blast did in fact land.
You can definitely tell nerves are part of this game. Like JT, this
Radiant's
is the
middle
second
tower
time
is under attack.
Very uncharacteristic. Usually he's spot on with those. But of course, high stakes. Natural to make mistakes.
Okay, lead for LGD still holding, but it has been going down consistently through the last few minutes or so.
Yeah. The good thing LGD has going for them is the PL will see still another item. MKB, Twisted Blade we'll have to see, because these blinding axes from the troll are very effective. Usually, KB to really be able to fight, but they still have quite a bit of time.
Abused. But they're gonna head towards top. For a second, they looked like they wanted to go top. They'll go through mid. Let's see if they can catch anybody over. Maybe looking at the triangle. It's all in a good position to break the smoke, and they have no idea where that smoke was broken from.
I'm so confused. Like they saw the AA in vision, they just kind of looked at him, and they were unsmoked for a good 2 seconds. And then Armor was like pinging himself out. Oh guys, I got unsmoked. They did not go on the
Dire's
AA.
bottom tower is under attack.
They were probably just focused on the
steps.
triangle.
Yeah.
Well, smoke leading to nothing. Unfortunate.
Rune for the Windrunner. Oh, Windrunner going Boots of Travel. So we have the Axe now going Boots of Travel. Do you like this pickup more? Obviously, they bring different things to the table, but he's close to the Boots of Travel and probably going to commit to it. Is that where you'd like to see gold be invested?
Personally, like the Axe more, which makes it virtually unkillable. Combination with the BKB. Make probably more sense because right now you need all the fighting power you can get. Boots of Travel are good. They're being the ones that are being pressured, right? That will don't make more sense. But upgrade your fighting power a bit.
Being built here for Faith Beyond. See if he commits to the Boots Travel. I'd be interested to see if maybe he switches at the last second if he's got the gold and they're not really clashing.
See it now. The gold and
Dire are scanning.
he's gonna commit.
I Well, you got Kaka going back for that Blink Dagger. So yeah, he picks up the 4-sap, going to the Blink Dagger. He's got a lot of space to work with, getting a lot of gold. He's actually the top farm support at the moment. So we'll see Kaka pick up that Blink and be able to be that initiator, be that playmaker that we've seen on this hero as so many times before. Move with the illusion room gets popped, not going to help you out. Windrunner trying to land the shackles. Emo though on the run, not a lot of to work with. He does have help from JT and Fly over to the sides, waiting in the wait to jump. Well done by nothing to say, not to really commit for that, because that could have been trouble.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Well,
Dire's top tower is under
they're
attack.
going to be trading the two towers here.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
sitting
has
back,
fallen.
farming up the carries, farming up the millionaires.
Who does that benefit the most?
It's always tough to say. Like Phantom Lancer Troll is a matchup where if Troll can find the right PL, he can easily take him down in the late game. But it's going to be so hard to find that right PL. If he kills your backline, then the Troll can't win this game alone, obviously. Hide it quite a bit. PL now finish the hard. This is where you go to Struggle City as PSG.LGD here.
Careful. Clockwork going for the shard, trying to use that jetpack.
Pack.
I don't know if it's a meme as much anymore. It feels like Clockworks love this item.
Yeah, they do. It still just doesn't look like it belongs to DOTA, the way like he moves and everything, you know what I mean? More like a slight
swimming in the air. It's like those people who use those water jetpacks, and they don't know really how to control it.
Yeah, exactly. You go, whoa, whoa, and somehow I'm not dying from it or exploding, but yeah, it looks really uncomfortable.
See if the jetpack works out once he gets it. We got Dano is being built next for the Wind Ranger. Nothing to say. Soon to that shard. So items, if they've got enough time, they can make it happen here for LGD. But you can sense the presence for IG at the moment. Oh, hook shot missing, and now by Emo.
Yeah, no power hook this time. Asher picked up by Troll, and yeah, still just fine. Farming.
Arcane
But
power.
this is what happens in elimination games, right?
Sure.
You
Both
find
teams,
yourself being a little bit more conservative.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're afraid of committing a big mistake. Like, if you lose a Phantom Lancer or a Troll in a questionable way, this game can just... Puck also itemizing into Lincoln Sphere. You see Emo? Usually he would go like Dagon 5 E-Blade, but it's 1-1. Elimination on the line, he goes for a Lincoln Sphere. Love to see the change in mindset. 5-man smoke. On the high ground.
High ground.
Boom! There it goes!
Be the one who breaks the smoke, uses that rocket flare, scout the world. On the funnel spire, stairs, they'll use them. They're those over against Johnny. This is something that one is going to buy back immediately. They're looking over it. The Ice Blast coming in, and
huge
that
Ice
will
Blast.
land. Shackle, I think, now the Shackle, the Canadian on the ball, they're willing to come back.
They've got the Lotus Armada, but it's not going to help him. Wi-Fi is gone. Look over at JT. They have locked up his timber. He's got nothing to do here except rattle around as the battery assault hits him, rattles the cage, and will take out JT.
And that red Roshan wide open. I told you this matchup can go very one-sided. PL gets caught up without Manta Cell, gets rooted, gets bashed, he commits BKB hold on Troll, and there's just no getting out of there. Once you're permanently rooted, you're done. You're absolutely done.
So let's watch. Emo initially gets that Lincoln's broken, and Yamu's in. There's a shackle for a second, but let's see, nothing to say yet. Shackles himself to the tree.
Kicked off.
Got the hands of Ame.
Yeah. And now,
Radiant's top
3K
tower
gold lead.
is under attack.
Both PSG.LGD.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
really, you know, holding on with the victory there in that fight over mid. The game was starting to slip, and Fly finds himself getting perma lockdown and was unable to do anything.
It have to buy. We're gonna do supports though. So those are now prime targets. You kill the clock, you kill the shaman. They're gonna be out of the fight for 70, and if you, I think really a very good chance of this fighting without the cost. Without the shaman and clockwork, there's no one to lock targets down.
And it's up. You just have to rely on Shackle connecting, and it's not something that you want to have your only hopes of lockdown be on.
Ritual will have to do this
They caught the clockwork, finger used, down goes Innocence, dead for 70.
Very aggressive posture here for clockwork. Maybe he just was like, yeah, kill me now, so next time I respawn, I'm not gonna be dead for 70 at least. Yeah, 5-10 Galaxy Rain kind of play. Warlord. They completed.
As that extra bit of lockdown.
Pac already has a counter. Except the link is
What
here.
can I say? Nature loves me.
Transcendence actually went through a Ghost Scepter after the last engage.
Fortune's changed.
Oh, Kama. Yeah, they're lagging, apparently.
See who can fight through it.
A prize.
Changes.
Oh, they both can.
Here's the Abyssal Blade.
Troll Ward is a right clicker. Transcendence is a right clicker. They're both gonna be just fine. A clicking it. Fight.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Game moves in slow-mo, you can pull off your abilities better.
If both teams were not allowed to use stuff, like all 5 heroes just A click down the mid lane.
I don't know. I don't want to guess.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
I think it might be a troll.
Well, if it's only just the PL and the troll,
No, all 5 heroes. And I'm saying troll because he has the Abyssal Blade, which blocks 100 physical damage from all the PL illusions, basically, practically making him invulnerable. Because those illusions won't even tickle him, they'll do nothing.
4-man smoke from LGD. Too close to IG at the moment, who are pretty deep on their own side of the map.
Dire's bottom tower
LTP back
is
to
under
base,
attack.
so he's going for that Dagon 5 now. Operation, yeah, Operation Flap Flap with the Lion, Finger Dagon. Boom. See you later.
Finger Dagon plus Ice Vortex. There's a lot of potential magic burst coming out. But Troll Warlord now has level 25 strong battle command strong spell. Not Hexes though. If he gets Hex, he's in trouble.
That level 20 talent there for the Windrunner. So he's picked up the Maelstrom on the Troll. They've got the Psychic Heaven on the Timber. Look is, I mean, he's up 4K over this Lancer. Ame just out farming Wi-Fi massively.
But they're not really using the Aegis to fight. Like, in the game, there was one fight in the last 6 minutes. Now it's back to farming again. Although they have an Aegis and a very strong troll. I think LGD is being a little bit too timid here. His Aegis is gonna run out without using.
Unfortunate, but it still gets them towards their next items. We'll see though if that ends up being enough, because while yeah, it does get LGD to their next items, the open space for IG, it does the same for them. And between these next items, that fight is that was very close over near the tier 2 tower mid on the LGD side. But this could be
Radiant are
tough one
scanning.
coming out without an Aegis now in 20 seconds.
If they catch the troll here, it could just work out perfectly for them. The other way.
They're gonna work over, they've got the finger, and there's the kill on the immediately. 43 seconds, they found their attention on Ami.
5 seconds.
The Chakram lands, and Aegis will expire without it being used in a fight.
Block the land once more. Now that finger stack. Now, where does that leave us? Both teams back to farming? You can just really see how different they are in the game.
Yeah, very timid. Very timid.
Roll on a pace of pick up. Going all in.
I would expect him to go on. I think that's Ame's style.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
always has, but also sacrifice by the pass.
That is true. Abyssal almost finished here for the Phantom Lancer.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Abyssal necessarily because it's still, you can't kill the Wind Ranger, you can't kill the Troll. You will have to cut the backline, kill the Viper, Shaman, as well as Clockwork. Going in, kicking out.
Fusel used just as he blinks away, so he'll walk away from a distance, but still pretty slow. Not gonna matter, they can't catch up him now. They are smoked up. The look over mid, they'll use that tree coil. They've got the Echoes coming over, and that's on the Shadow Drop. He's just sidestepped out. So the stun out of the Wind Runner. The Phantom Lancer trying to fight and fight over on Ame. They've got the King combine up the chain. They go to the Rockman, so change the line, get the kills down, dominating. They finish off a trade though on Yimbu, who was low to start the fight. Flamethrower. Is it enough from JT? He's all by himself. He'll Timber Chain into some distance, trying to TP out and will be successful. It's a 2-for-1 as they lose both their supports on IG. There's a fight to DOTA. Nothing to say. Spots Emo.
He cancelled the blink.
Yeah, he did cancel the blink, but they don't follow up.
He has to be so careful with the scroll.
Yeah,
I've just seen him fight the Phantom Lancer, and he ran out of mana in like 2 seconds. He doesn't have mana for Battle Trance if he gets burned too much. Really turned his fight around in the favor of IG.
He needs to be very careful about how he approaches these fights.
Definitely. Like, he's not the smartest hero to control, only sitting at 1 hit per level, right to people, but yeah, 500 max mana at level 26 and 10 of 6.
Like, it really is nothing. He's going to X now. And almost shackling himself once more, nothing to say. Needs to really be careful with that Lotus Orb. Throwing the shackle shot out and then it bounces. Luckily he didn't attach himself to a tree because he would have been dead.
Yeah, it happened a couple of times already. Right on that one. And even though they had this Aegis fight, or not Aegis, fight, they had this Aegis, you know, the gold lead is dwindling more and more in IG's favor. We're now kind of swallowing up the map.
Lancer forward near the tier 2 tower. They are looking to jump again in the same spot for IG. Game even 37 minutes
Dire's
in.
middle tower is under attack.
This one hanging on an end.
Roshan will respawn in 1 minute 40 seconds.
Dire's middle tower is under
LGD
attack.
should be very aware of that because we have
Just getting upgraded and gonna be really strong.
It's looking such a good
Radiant's
step up for
bottom
you,
tower
Peacock.
is under attack.
Sometimes I just can't knock them down, dude.
You know they have a clock on their team, Peacock.
Right place. Nothing to say. The Rubo Kaka and Ali immediately. Shot was used with the jetpack away, and both supports are gone. However, 50 until Roche is up.
Feels like every fight is the same way. Most supports die, IG runs out with all 3 cores, and LGD is just happy sitting back and farming up some more.
Radiant's
You can't
courier
farm that much
has
more
been
anymore
killed.
though. Troll is 6 slotted pretty much.
Yeah, we'd have to think about what he can exchange, right? Going ag and probably turn it into a blessing and then go switch, but that's like a long ways out. Dream Coil is going to give enough time for IG to potentially close the gap, but they don't want to go for it.
Nah, they just wanted to bait potentially BKB here, but Armin keeping his cool, not falling for the bait. And who needs food? We have spider legs.
Radiant's top tower is under
One
attack.
of the best items in the game at the tier 3. Now the tier 4 items are online. We have to see if Puck finds a spell prism be the best pickup for him, potentially. Time is ready, would be very good too.
I think Timeless Heroic would probably be one of the best ones there for IG.
Yeah. But if IG gets both, then Lion and Puck is up.
You gonna buy out on that X?
It is so risky. If he does.
Yeah, he did.
He has no buyback now.
Radiant
Might be the game deciding fight. Buy?
Yeah.
Make the smoke.
This could be a big fight for IG on the fact that they're on the opposite side of that. They're near the objective. On the Hex, they'll look over. They're going to catch Firefly. They've got the shackle that moves over the bottom. The runner, though. They get the kill over on a GQ. They take it out one. He doesn't have buyback. 2 seconds with the air spike hitting on the chopper. Now, starting to put the pressure on the side of OGD. They've got the right to break. They're going to run a GQ. Troll trying to do all he can. He goes in the battle and now he's going to Phantom Lancer. They've got the shackle. Isn't enough. The damage coming in. He's got the Lancer. Will he survive? He goes into Phenomenal. We're trying to run away. The loser is going to be enough for him. It's looking likely that he can turn this around. He's going to fall. But at the same time, the salvage is fighting dual souls. The shackle doesn't connect anything, but he's got the damage to take out Firefly. Jet back into the air. They don't have buyback on Ami. He's going to be dead for 95 seconds. They'll take out Kaka. It's going to be another one dead on the side of IG. Both these heroes have buyback on the side of IG, so we'll see if they use it as they'll treat KT. Something to say, salvages the fight, and they will commit the buyback. Phantom Lancer, he'll buy back. I think they're recognizing the fact that Cole doesn't have his own buyback. They'll use the hook shot. They're right on top of JP, and they'll get the kill onto this Timber. But right on in is Emo. He's gonna boots travel in, look over at Innocence, whose jetpack runs out of fuel. Emo waiting rip. Don't think he saw him. Silent, hiding. No way.
Standing there,
the jetpack.
I accept this offering.
It's not a beam engine on.
Saves him.
They need to get this Roshan though. They have 50 seconds to get this Roshan. Fight for it. And this fight was so unfortunate for the troll. His own Shadow Shaman trapped him inside the wards. He was stuck there for a good 12 seconds. He didn't wait for Spider Leg to come off cooldown. His entire BKB duration wasted. And they can't get the Roshan. There was a buyback committed.
They couldn't get Roche. Oh dear, that's real bad for IG. They committed the buyback. What? What's going through their mind that they used that buyback on Firefly?
I am not entirely sure. He bought back. He was kind of chasing a clockwork together with his Puck. Nothing really came of it. They tested Roshan a little bit here. Gave him a right-left jab combination. But not enough damage to take him down at all. Now he's not working with buyback anymore. And Troll still has his. Granted, he doesn't have the money. He can farm that up real quick.
Let's see. 7K lead. Who will get the next Aegis?
Aegis is so game deciding here. You just see how fast PL can drop once the focus fire is really onto the real PL. Very scary.
Radiant
It looked like they had the opportunity to take that fight and they took control, but nothing to say. He kind of goes off, and we saw the power of this Wind Ranger not only in that fight, but we've seen it before in other matchups. You know, specifically the Neon matchup where Yopaj was doing so much damage, just got a little unlucky. Immediately into the finger with waiting around on control as well as the Viper. They've got the dagger, they'll have the ice blast. They get the go to face beyond. He's got 5 hit for 85 seconds. They're not flashing it, so he won't use it immediately. He does have a tier 2 to TP2, but let's see it. This might be the opportunity that IG need to go after Roche.
Symphony of skills there. Just blasting him from long distance. Nobody really committing. And I'm surprised they had this much damage. I guess Puck now. E-Blade, Negan 5 completed. He's gonna be an absolute monster in those team fights. They don't have the means to lock him down. They can kill PL maybe, but his Puck is gonna be huge as well.
They're looking for more. They're trying to wrap. They won't find anybody. Ame, those spider legs definitely helping eluding the other team as well. Like, yeah, you could replace your boots, but just being able to go over the cliff and get out of the arms away very quickly, like they have the control of around him. Against the kill, talking the ticket on the line real quickly with the weight we're hitting out of the shadow shot as well as the troll for silence him for a moment. He's starting to retreat on GQ. They did use the buyback to get the kill on Ali. He's going to be dead for 53. He's got buyback as well. And these heroes on IG retreat. It doesn't go right for them. OGD, they put the pressure on and they push them away.
Viper had to buyback go, but so did Kaka. Kaka goes down once more. He is the main lockdown for this IG side here. If they can rid themselves of that pass, it'll be very hard to lock down. This game is so intense, both sides. LGD now running into the pit. Roll, no buyback. 1,000 gold. On the storm here.
Well, that lands up to the Earth Spike that followed it up. Did not land on either of those heroes. The BKB's already been committed from Ame, so he's going to need to retreat. That's leaving Roche at half health.
Oh no, this might be a huge mistake here by LGD. How are they going to fight now? BKB and roll.
Might have to just take a gamble. Got the rocket flare that's getting some vision. They need the time and they need the lineup for him to go into the hook shot. Timing's right. The hook shot, he's the jetpack. He's knifed out. No buyback. Taka with another kill. Does not have buyback. He's gone for 100, and it's looking like just need to give up this Roche. Something that we're going to take.
Was it questionable decision to begin with? Was it ready to do another perhaps?
Oh, nothing to say. He wants to go for it. Trying to move. Coming out of the trolls, he was rolling. You know, on his number 99 seconds without buyback. Just taking this game away from the hands of LGD. And they've got nothing to say. They'll get the kill. Down he goes. 4 heroes down to the side of LGD. IG lose nothing. Oh my, nothing to say. Took a gamble and he will lose it all to the house.
And LGD just completely losing their cool over that Roshan. First they bring it to half health, after all the BKBs to run out, and Clockwork dies without buyback, and then they all run to the pit to steal the Aegis. Would have been a much better call to just sit back, wait for your BKBs, and just defend your high ground. Sure, it sucks that the enemy got Roshan, but he might have potentially just lost this game.
A full minute without this troll. He's 780 gold short of buyback. This is at least a Rax. We'll see how much IG are willing to go for. They have been conservative, so you gotta wonder how much they're willing to try and take.
These one side, possibly 1.5
way too.
See here. The building damage is not the highest, to be honest. The defense damage doesn't have the most damage here.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Great on. Green tracks to follow.
Dire's middle barracks is falling.
10k shifting gold lead as it goes 2k over to IG.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is falling.
Trouble.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
Good turn. They're not gonna make it in time.
Another toxin down. Actually, they're gonna be willing to fight, but they got some silence up the top. He's gonna bring Ame in. Trying to get the snap, but they've already lost. QGQ's gone for a long time, and they'll go out on top. Taka will fall, but he gets a finger out before he dies. Throws an Earth Spike. Hook shot comes in. Innocent's gone. Shoots it outside of LGD. They're trying to defend, but it's not defending well. They'll have to back up, and this Rax is gone.
Ame, no BKB now. And we said it, the real problem now might just be the puck. Defense mindset definitely is a problem. But how do you deal with this puck? You just can't kill him. You don't have the spells to kill him. You don't have the skills to lock him down.
Game like a big challenge now for LGD. IG have done it right, and they have come back in this game, holding a massive advantage 47 minutes in.
Just shows again why Puck is my most contested hero in the game. He deals so much damage while just being elusive as... What's really elusive in real life, Nico? Tiger. Octopus, sure.
Double damage.
As elusive as an octopus. Spell Prism eventually gonna go into the Octarine core, I'm sure. Phase shift will have like a 0.2 seconds downtime. Will be an incredibly hard cast. Emo popping off at Game 3.
He really is, and we haven't really felt that presence in Game 2, but now here in Game 3, it is time for him to shine. Want to count LGD out of it just yet. They do have an opportunity to still make this work out. They're almost level 30 on the Troll. They've got 25 on the Windrunner and almost 25 on the Viper. The same could be said
Dire's
for
bottom tower is under attack.
IG, but they've got 28, 27, and 24. Timber's about to 25 as well.
But 25 won't impact this game.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So like control. The control can never really find his footing in the fight. Like he's just getting very
Dire's
early into the
bottom
fight.
tower has fallen.
And post BKB, how do you fight? Sure, you have battle trance, AFA, or if lots of stuns, lots of ways to do it. That's it. Just prop control, they
and they defend.
up there.
They've got the silence as well. The Hex, though, he's a bigger. They've got the Juice Board. They're going to drop down all this. Guys, my flash is going to be dead. They'll have a second chance here with Ame. Sword on the Timber. JT trying to get out with the hook shot as he tries the Timber chain away. Well timed by Innocence. JT falls. Kaka's there without buyback. Control buyback. That's not awful for LGD, all things considered.
That's pretty awful because your winning condition doesn't matter. Did you see how he died there? Hot blinked in, E-Blade, an A blast gone. It's just so easy for them. They can just do it again. Like, how
really
can Armin comfortably stay in the front lines now after experiencing that? That's like a nightmare.
And he's not really even standing in the front. He was behind his own racks. I mean, he's getting blown up from a distance.
Regeneration! Is so good at that. Ice Blast, E-Blade, Hex, Line Finger. There's just so much damage potential. Insane. And as you said, it's all from a mega long range.
Just have like 10 attacks at this point on that finger.
No, only 6.
Feels like 10.
Lion Finger plus E-Blade. Silly combination.
Yeah. And they're timing that right. It seems like every time that he does throw that finger out, the E-Blade timing with it has been on point.
And to be honest, I don't know what the troll can really itemize for. Okay, sure you can go A on this, then you're taking up a very precious slot, and it's on like a 2-minute cooldown, whereas E-Blade Dagon, what's the cooldown on that? 16.4 seconds, 12 seconds. It just makes no sense to buy A on this.
Would it have to be you relying on maybe somebody else to pick up like a Lotus Orb or a Linken's to place on you?
Linken's for sure. Lotus Orb isn't gonna help that much, but his teammates will definitely need a Link. Possibly even a Pipe or something, or maybe Glimmer take it much faster because they do have a couple of Glimmers. But I think nothing to say. We'll have to focus his Link here on the troll every time. Link Q. He's running out of the base. Why?
Way far out. He's already fought so far away from the base, and he is gone. He does have buyback. And I don't know what he's doing there, but he gets killed. They've got the waiting grip. They're going to go after this Viper. Viper in some trouble. The Dream Coil will not be enough lockdown to get the kill here. 2 catapults, they'll invade the base. They've got creeps coming through mid. LGD need to clean up, and they commit the buyback on just the poke and proc from LGD.
Now smoke up. He helps Ninja again. Q. Look for a kill here. They do have a very good observer what's scouting out the Radiant side here. Everyone's smoked up. It's go time.
They're going to try and go. They might be able to find Wi-Fi. They're way out.
He's too far! He's gone! Oh no! Wi-Fi! 2 minutes! He's got buyback, but that is a big kill. If they can force his buyback, that is a win condition for LGD. We'll look over at the Ancient Apparition while they'll also find him. Get the kill here. Use that Ghost Scepter. Ali dies. Kaka falls. They all have buyback. JT trying to TP out. LGD have found a way to get 4 kills and clean up the side of IG. Oh my!
Fortunately for IG though, Roshan not respawning for another 2 minutes, so LG won't pick that up, and they should all be able to respawn here. The IG side, we'll see if Armin can potentially take down a Rex here before they respawn. Very long timer.
Buybacks aren't getting forced, which is something that would really help them out and really alleviate
They have
pressure.
to force it. They know Roshan's not up, they need to force the buybacks, but Puck is pushing in all the lanes, he's so obnoxious. What
Radiant's
do you do
middle
about
tower
him?
is under attack.
Can't just let this base get pushed in. They need to find a way to get a buyback force. They still have 50 seconds without the Phantom Lance, so they have time to do this. They have time to
Radiant's
push
middle
through mid,
tower is under
but
attack.
they need to be careful. They've got the tier 2. That's going to go down relatively quick. They're not going to say working on it right now. Let's see.
saw it for a moment with that blade, but they've got the tower gone. 40 seconds without the Phantom Lancer. Will he hold buyback? It's a 2 racks advantage. I'm not sure he's going to even use buyback if they go after the set of racks on me.
Scroll does not have buyback. If they price buyback, can kill the scroll, the game is all over for LGD, and they know that they're getting bullied out by a single puck because of the fear of buybacks, man. Oh, that feels so bad. Puck sitting at 10,000 gold, by the way. Wow. Like an investment banker at this point.
Going Ag's Blessing.
Yeah. So good. They didn't even have the best tool yet against all the BKBs coming out from the Dire. Now they do. Now the fight is just going to get that much harder. Roll buyback up in 2 minutes. That's what they're waiting for.
That's big.
It is. Left me though cannot trigger the linkage fee anymore. They will have to find another way to do that.
Triangle, they're smoked up.
Radiant's
Nearby.
has been
Range
killed.
oh, Emo! Spots him. Dream Coil used, and that's with the ad. An early Dream Coil, another goes over. Got the finger as well as the air spike coming in, and the Ice Plus finding under the Viper as well as the Troll. The Viper, the Dream Coil finally not there on him. They need to find their attention on the Ranger. The Phantom Lancer's into the back line. They got the shackles. He's going to stop these shackles from holding down Firefly, but the damage coming in. They've got him up front. They really stop buyback, but 3 heroes already get inside of OPD. And I'm not sure Ame can continue to win any onslaught that's coming in from IG. They looked over, they've got the dagger, they'll get the kill. He's gone for 2 minutes. They'll take out Ancient Apparition. It's just nothing to say here. Up against the world, IG are chasing. They're looking to get the kill. They've silenced them up, but they can't control them enough. Wow, a big fight for IG, a long time without Ame, and the creeps are pushing in through mid. This should be Roche, Aegis, everything there for IG, and another chance to finish off this series and go to the grand final.
Lifeline, so the Roshan here, while the rest of the team smoked up, potentially looking for a couple more pickups here. This Roshan will at least allow Ame to come back into this game with a buyback. They'll move in 1 minute. Massive win, and the free element is so survivable. They have to throw the entire load on this. From BK, we have to pop back the man, and you just have nothing left after that. Kaka, potentially looking for the clockwork here. Clockwork is nice, he has no buyback.
Fire for Phantom Lancer. And they're already putting creeps in there, letting Phantom Lancer take the Roche by himself.
Dire's middle tower.
He's not getting it anymore. Hey, fly. Just
so now they've
Radiant's
got the
bottom
creeps
tower
pushed in.
is under attack.
Courier.
Phantom Lancer axe. Oh, he took it himself. We have never seen a Phantom Lancer axe yet. See if we can put in some work. For those people that don't know what it does, it gives you ultimate and active and just spawns as many illusions as possible with an increased duration on all of them. Could be pretty effective because they don't have good illusion clear at all. Ame up at 20, buyback available as well.
If he can hold the buyback, that would probably be best for LGD.
Can you though?
Are they willing to go against Negatives?
Check they are.
Right here.
Seconds left.
Blip. Alright, that's going to be enough time. So now they'll have 2 live on the goal. The question is going to matter.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Only down 7K, all things considered, but the net worth doesn't matter at this point. It's all just chaos, and we're soon into the tier 5.
We're now back into enemy territory with the Phantom Lancer axe. I would need you too.
Trying to come through Jutsu. Get the hex. Put his orb on him. We're stacked away. Alright, that works out for IG. Hex on cooldown, going back, looking for the racks once again. Rest, reset, and hope once more.
Here, 5 items in minutes.
The damage come out immediately onto the troll, looking with that jacket as well as the waiting rich. The poppers just been too much for them to handle. They're collecting your demand to get popped. Broken on the nether toxic. But they've got the hex on. It looks like they're the clockwork with a finger. They're catching on the Evo. They got the kill on the taking him out. He's going to buy back a beat. Now they'll go for He's going to man the front line. 5 seconds. Without buyback, they'll look over as JT will timber chain away, and I think this gives them an opportunity to go towards tier 5s.
LGD's on Phantom Lancer, now used, back to full health. Age is still online. Emo has to be a little bit careful here. Yeah, it's gonna be 4v5 fight if they choose to fight this. Yeah, 5 items in 30 seconds. They want to go Mega.
They want to go Mega, they want to at least have that lockdown. They've got Fly, manning the front line, boosting out QB. They blow up these heroes with the Ice Button as well as the Dagon and the finger combination. This is tough. Overall, one hit. Another fight coming in. There's the ringer, there's the kill. Vision is going, so is Kaka. They both have buyback. They're going to be asking the fight immediately. JT's going to get where that Ghost Scepter, and now he needs to worry about how far he's going in. He's going to timber chain all the way to the back of this base, and he's in too far. He's timber chain too deep. He's going to be dead again. They got Megas, so all that sacrifice just to get Megas. They look over and up at the same. He's taking a lot of damage. The no fire comes in. He's going to get up, get the kill on it up. They can say that Hex is going to get the Mana Lancer. They've done the fucking fire use of the Mana Lancer as well. Flash is trying to turn this around. He'll go after him. Moving out of the way. They've done the earthquake. Getting up the Shadow Shot, but they've done the damage coming out from Flash with the no fire on it again. The Alligator out of the high ground. They walk to the back by the gun. This is a pirate. He's going to wear that cap. Outside of him. He's going to come and take me. They look around. They'll let the same thing. They're thinking that he's thinking that he's thinking that he's thinking that right back. Oh, Kaka. Oh, the big fish again. Is there. They're going to the grand final. Oh my god. They forgot about the base. The mega creeps were enough.